welcome to the Coon Rapids Sports Complex for CTN coverage of Cardinal football tonight. The Cardinals welcome the Park Center Pirates in a Northwest Suburban Conference matchup. Joe Yon and Howie Shapiro sidelines for tonight. And Howie, a lot of energy in the stands tonight. It is the 2002 homecoming game for these Cardinals.
Well, absolutely. Homecoming, it's a big night of the year. There's a lot of people in the crowd. You know the home crowd is going to be behind this team. And really, it's going to be an interesting game as we get into it.
Well, and the Cardinals just having a fantastic season. A very close loss to the hands of the Blaine Bengals. Their only loss on the season. And most of the fans know tonight, if the Cardinals can win tonight and then again on Wednesday against Champlin Park, they at least have a piece of the conference championship. And if the Bengals lose either tonight or Wednesday, the Cardinals will take the Northwest Suburban Conference title.
Well, Joe, the destiny is in the hand of the Cardinals tonight. And there's 2 games left on the schedule, 2 games that they should win. And as long as they play their game, they don't look past anything, they're going to get 2 victories from the next 2 games.
Well, certainly not the cold and windy kind of conditions we saw at Maple Grove last week, but a lot of wind. A warmer night, but a lot of wind may mean a more limited passing game for both of these teams.
Well, yeah, and I think both of these teams would like to run the ball first, or it's run first, pass second. But I think with the wind picking up a little bit, that maybe hurt the Cardinals a little bit more because they like to spread the ball around a little bit.
Well, and for the Pirates, what's hurting them is a little bit of an injury to their star running back.
Marcus Taylor, 6'2", 215, hits like a truck, and that is one of the things that the Pirates would like to get going is number 2, Marcus Taylor. He is limited, got some leg injuries, and that's going to affect what they want to do on offense. He's going to give it a go, but it's going to be a question.
Well, and you talk about the injury bug hitting the star running backs. Trevor Bialke missed about the first half of the week of this week's practice, but is going to start tonight, and he's got a shot at hitting the 1,000-yard mark.
Well, Trevor's nursing some sore ribs, but Trevor will play. He's about his average of 141 yards from 1,000 yards for rushing this season. He's got another game to go over that. Really, as the offense goes, Trevor Bialke will be the cog in this victory for Coon Rapids.
Well, the Cardinals have a strong record. The Pirates still looking for win number 1. Will they get it against the Cardinals? This homecoming crowd certainly hopes not. It's the Cardinals and the Pirates next on CTN.
Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle, King of the Apes, Father of Boy. He knows what it takes to be a dad. You go for a ride, you take a swim, you hang out. All it takes is time. Hey, it doesn't take a hero, but it takes a man to be a dad.
McGruff here. If a bully is bothering you, play it smart and try to talk it out. Or get away and tell an adult.
Well done.
For more tips, write for my new free comic activity book. Play it smart and help take a bite out of crime.
It's springtime in the forest of the black-tailed deer. The young male is feeling playful. It's time for tag. The female flicks her ears. Her way of saying, "Catch me if you can."
Welcome back to the Cardinal Sports Complex. We are just moments away from kickoff between the Pirates and the Cardinals, the 2002 homecoming game for the Cardinals. And what a way to come home, Howie Shapiro sitting atop the Northwest Suburban Conference with the perennial champion, the Blaine Bengals. The two teams tied. We hope to get an out-of-town score as the Blaine Bengals are on the road taking on the Elk River Elks, who are just behind the Cardinals and Bengals at 3-2, along with Champlain Park and Maple Grove. Anoka alone at 2-3. Osseo behind them at 1-4. And these Pirates trying to get that first win of the season and dig themselves out of the cellar.
But Joe, you can't overlook the Pirates. They were tied with the Bengals through 3 quarters last week. So Cardinals can't overlook these Pirates.
Joe Faust to kick off for the Pirates. And it is a low one going to bounce. And John Engstrom back. And now Tony Hill dives on it inside the 5. The Cardinals will start at their own 2-yard line.
Well, the ball got away from them on special teams, and he had to make a smart play because they were closing in on him. He had to make sure that he covered that ball up before a Pirate got to him.
Well, the ball kind of a low line drive. It bounced off of Dave Rieger, and better this than to turn it over.
Well, you have to look at what the Pirates want to do for the game, and they want to move the ball offensively. They have to sustain drives, and part of that is taking time off the clock. There's the first run by Trevor Bialke. Big gain for Spider-Man. Those ribs don't seem to be bothering him.
Getting back out into decent field position.
That was Trevor Bialke with the run. Nice run, first play from scrimmage, but we were talking about what the Pirates wanted to do, and they really want to get the ball, keep the ball away from this Cardinal offense.
And he made it all the way out to the 19. So a gain of 17 on the first play of the game for Trevor Bialke. The Cardinals come to the line, 1st and 10, with 2 receivers to the right. The pitch goes to Bialke, and he is trying to find that outside corner. Got one stiff arm that got him a couple. He's going to gain about 5 more before he's run out of bounds. Take a look at the starters for the Cardinals. The wide receiver, Ian Lewis. Up front, Carl Enger, Steve Scheidel, Matt Castle, Mark Zimmerman, and Ryan Westfall. The other receiver is Phil Gazzoni. The tight end, Jason Ewell. Eric Anderson under center with Joe Yidsty and Trevor Bialke in the backfield.
What the defense is going to give them, Joe, is they stack 4-4 on the line. So if they play a 40 defense, they're going to, like every team does, they want to stop Trevor Bialke.
2nd and 4 from the 25. They go to Gazzoni on the counter, and he's going to have a first down out across the 30-yard line.
Oh, it's a nice play from the Cardinal playbook. Phil Gazzoni with the counter. They tried to get that going last week against Maple Grove.
Take a look at the defense for the Pirates. Up front, Cody Miller, Tim Wolf, Tim Smith, and Jake Sward. John McCozak, John Brisky, Matt Daniels, and David Sutner, the 4 linebackers. The cornerbacks are Jackie Smith and Travis Richardson. The safety, Ted Tooney, on 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. It's a pass, first pass of the game, and it's picked off. Nice job on the corner by
that's Steve Sneen, number 27 for the Pirates, and that's a big break, Joe, because you look at this interception, and really the pass was just behind or looked to the side of the receiver, and Steen stepped in front of the pass, but there is a flag on the play. I think it came after the interception. We'll see what they call. It is against the Cardinals. But this is a huge break for the Pirates. You can't let a team into the game like this. You can't give them an opportunity, an 0-6 team, to either take the lead or stay with you. And that's a big turnover.
So they will start 1st and 10 from the Cardinal 35-yard line. And Phil Sodden to pass on first down, finds I almost called him Quitman Kyles, but it's Paris Kyles. And it's going to be a gain of about 8. Take a look at how they line up. Paris Kyles just got that reception up front. Andrew Jensen, Ed Yates, Tim Barron in the middle, Jeremy Sword, and Tim Wolf. The tight end is Spike Therian. The other wide receiver, Steve Steen. Phil Sodden, the quarterback, with David Sutton and Marcus Taylor in the backfield. Now on 2nd and about 3 from the 27. Handoff going right and finding some room, and pushed out of bounds just before he got in was Searcy Curran. Take a look at the Cardinal defense, Howie.
Up front, Tim Evans, Mike Valentine, Nate Howe, and Josh Johnson. Linebackers are Joe Germanson, Mike Featherston, Dusty Matheson. That defensive backfield of Bestel, Taylor, Hill, and Dan Tucker lead this Cardinal defensive unit on the field.
25-yard gain for Current. 1st and goal from the 2 for the Pirates. Man in motion, Paris Kyles from right to left. And Stoughton will take it on the quarterback sneak, and he's in for a 2-yard touchdown.
Oh, nice job. They send a man in motion. Defense goes to that side, and quarterback just sneaks up the middle for the first score of the game. And, Joe, is what I was saying, this is a huge lift for the Pirates coming in here at 0-6 to score first on the Cardinal teams. Watch as the defense goes to the left, and he takes it up the middle. Phil Stoughton does for the first score of the game.
And now Faust out to attempt the extra point. It is up, it is good, and the Pirates have a 7-0 lead just a minute and a half into the game. Cardinals did not want to fall behind early. They were able to do that. They did that last week against Maple Grove and able to shut the Crimson out from there. But this Pirate team, they may be 0-6, but they were tied with the Bengals at halftime last week. They were tied with the Bengals through 3 quarters.
That is correct, as we see this extra point made good by Joe Faust. And you know what this is, when you're playing a team that is not as talented as you, Joe, you cannot give them any emotional breaks. And that turnover, which of course led to that touchdown, gives the Pirates that emotional break. So what they do is now they have the momentum. They don't have the talent on their side of the ball, but they have the momentum. And that is one thing the Cardinals must immediately take care of on offense here on this first series of drives. Keys for the Cardinals is they really want to get after them physically. They have a much more physical team. Limit their mental mistakes, and number 3, limit the turnovers. Not a good way to start for the offense by that turnover.
Faust to kick off again. This time it's going to bounce. Tony Hill takes it from the 15, trying to make his way back into the middle, and he breaks through a couple of tackles. Tony Hill with some room across midfield, cuts back to his left. It's a track race from here, finally tracked down from behind as he gets inside the 20 down to the 17-yard line.
Well, only a player with the speed of Paris Kyles gets Hill on the takedown.
It was John McCozak.
Oh, I'm sorry. I saw the 9. My apologies. Now watch this excellent run back by Tony Hill as he changes direction. And there you're going to see he's trying to look for some blockers, but then he turns on a burst of speed and reverses his field, and he finds the big hole. Then he's going to reverse it again, and watch as you see Mazozak come over and tackle him from behind before he can cross the stripe. Big return for Tony Hill.
And the Cardinals will start 1st and 10 from the Pirates 16. Receiver either side for Eric Anderson. The handoff goes to Trevor Bialke. He blows through the hole, cuts to his right, and it's a touchdown. The Cardinals are on the board.
Well, Joe, as quick as that turnover happened, that's how quick the Cardinals were able to put 6 on the board. And that's huge for them, because now you look at that, the momentum is going to swing back to their side.
20 seconds between the touchdowns.
There's the give to Bialke. Look at the change of direction, a great balance, and he's just going to win in a foot race to the end zone.
The kick by Colligan is up. It is good, and we have a tie game at 7 apiece. And we're less than 2 minutes in. There's a look at that homecoming crowd.
Well, and it gives them something to cheer about now. They didn't in the very beginning of the game as the Pirates put the first score on the board, but this powerful Coon Rapids team comes back and answers quickly, and the game is tied at 7.
Look at the sidelines. Terry Westerman walking the sidelines. Had to be happy with the way his team started. A good defensive play in the first series, but then his team gets ahead and quickly lets the Cardinals right back onto the board and ties it right back up.
Well, Coach Westerman has seen it all in this league. This is his 7th season as the head coach for the Pirates. Now, we were talking to him on the sidelines earlier. He says, you have to coach in this conference. If you do not coach your best game, then you cannot keep up with the strength here in the Northwest Suburban.
And now to kick off is Andy Colligan, nice high one for Ted Tooney from his own 7-yard line. And they fake the reverse. Tooney running to his right. He is stopped up but slips away from a tackle and makes it out across the 30-yard line. Let's check in with Chris Lindholm, who is on the sidelines tonight. Chris.
All right, Joe, Howie, as you know, and it's quite obvious, it's homecoming night. A big night, a cap of the whole homecoming week is this football game, and this is very big. Some of the players, the star players for Coon Rapids, were out this week. Eric Anderson went home sick yesterday, but made sure he was in school today so he could play tonight. Trevor Bialke just did some light contact, and as you see, he's ready to play tonight. Already scored one for the Cardinals. Back to you.
1st and 10, the handoff. And stuck in the backfield is Circe Curran. Good coverage by Joe Germanson.
Well, Joe Germanson got him around the ankle, and then his defensive partners made sure that he was not going to go anywhere. Watch Germanson come through the line and grab him around the race, and then grab onto the ankles, make sure he was not going to be really gain any additional yardage than he could.
He lost 3 yards. 2nd and 13 from the 29. 2 receivers wide to the left for Sowden. And a play action. He has time, throws over the middle, the pass a little bit behind the intended receiver, Paris Giles.
Well, Coach Westerman said before the game that he talked about the talent of this defensive backfield for Coon Rapids, and he said that he knew that his team has to test this defensive backfield if they're going to win the game. And you see they come out trying to throw the ball, but that pass was through behind Paris Giles. And this defensive backfield knows that they're going to take their gambles here and look for some possible turnovers when the Pirates take a gamble.
3 receivers in on 3rd and long for the Pirates is the first 3rd down for either team. And now looking over the middle, and that's going to be a interference call. Pretty obvious, that one.
Yeah,
Howie.
he's trying to hit Curran out of the backfield. You saw a couple of defensive backs hit Curran before the ball got there.
Long before the ball got there.
White captain.
Rick Hardy, our head official tonight, will pretty easy decision.
Spider-Man. There's a Trevor Bialke fan, and there's a number of them here this evening. This is alter ego.
Pass interference on the defense. That's a first down.
So first down for the Pirates out to their own 44-yard line.
Joe, we touched on a couple of keys for the Cardinals. One was limit the turnovers, which we saw the Cardinals give the ball up early. And the other one was limit mental mistakes, as you saw there, as the pass possibly could have been deflected, but the interference gives them the first down.
So on 1st and 10, the handoff goes to Marcus Taylor running left. He's got the corner. He's got a first down and more, but steps out of bounds as he gets inside the Cardinal 40-yard line.
We talked about Marcus Taylor in the opening of the game, and he's got speed, and he's got very, very tough moves at the line of scrimmage. And he is limited a little bit by some problems with his legs, but Coach Westerman said he's going to go and he's going to give it as much as he can here this evening.
17 yards on the carry and another first down for the Pirates. And now Taylor, the lone setback. And he will get the ball. He bobbled it a little bit, and he is stopped in the backfield. Tim Evans, the senior captain for the Cardinals on that defensive line, making the stop.
Well, that hesitation, and he is coming out of the game. You can see him limping, and that's what they were concerned about early on. He looked to bring somebody in, but apparently he is just going to stay in the game. Now we're going to have a substitution. Number 40, David Sutton, will come in at running back for Marcus Taylor. And you saw as he hit the line of scrimmage, Joe, that hesitation when he was carrying the ball, that really allowed the defense to come over and stop behind the line.
David Sutton will line up as the lone setback. Circe Curran in at the split end on play action. Sowden under pressure, and he is going down. Nate Howe on the sack.
Good pressure by the defensive front four. Nate Howe with the sack of Phil Sowden. You saw Tim Evans coming around the end, forcing Sowden up in the pocket, right into the arms of Nate Howe. Now you can see number 99, big Tim Evans, going to move Sowden back to the middle of the pocket, and there's Nate Howe to bring Sowden down for the loss.
An 8-yard loss. It's going to be 3rd and 19. for the Pirates. Third and a long way, definitely a passing situation.
I would think so.
2 receivers in the game for Soudan. Looking right now, throws back to the left on a little screen to Curran. That fooled nobody. He lost 2 yards, but a flag in the backfield.
Well, and that's going to be a hold on the Pirates. But a good job by Dusty Mathis to read that screen. And I would assume they will decline this penalty.
That would make sense. That would make it 4th and 21.
Watch here is, watch Dusty Mathis come into your picture, and he is not fooled.
Holding on the offense. Penalties decline. We'll have 4th down.
Well, that'll put the Pirates in a punting situation. Aggressive defense by the Cardinals on that set of downs. And Joe, we've been watching this defense play all year, and they've been so aggressive, and they're so quick to move to the ball. And one of the things that Coach Westerman told me is that because they're so quick and so aggressive, they will take more chances, and that's where they hope they can gain some big plays here this evening.
Brian Ross on to punt. Dan Tucker in to return for the Cardinals, and he will stand at his own 15. Good punt for Ross, and making the fair catch, and there's a flag going to be called against the Pirates for crowding the receiver on the fair catch.
Well, we'll see if they. It looked like he kind of raised his arm half up, and they're going to see if they give him the full. No, I think that's a fine fair catch call. Bad call. That's what they're doing. They're going to march the Cardinals back, but I think that is not a good call by this officiating staff.
An invalid fair catch signal on the reception. Still Coon Rapids ball.
Joe, let's take a look at this again, and you can see I definitely think he waved his arm, and it may not be. It wasn't real high, but you know it's above his helmet. It's above his helmet.
Yeah,
and I don't like that call.
Either way, it doesn't really matter. It's going to be the Cardinals' 1st and 10 from their own 18, so a loss of 5 on the penalty. 2 receivers wide to the left for Eric Anderson. On 1st down, the handoff goes to Trevor Bialke. He's going to bang for a couple, but he's stopped after a gain of 2.
Well, this will be an interesting drive for the Cardinal offense, because what they want to do is put the Pirates away relatively early. As you see the handoff to Bialke go. Good job on the defense to really stuff that hole to limit his gain. Here's a look at Terry Westerman, head coach for the Pirates, as I mentioned earlier, 7th season.
2nd and 8 for the Cardinals. Jason Ewell, the man in motion from left to right. Handoff goes to Bialke. Bigger hole this time, but good coverage by the defense. Makozek, the first man to hit him, and he's stopped after a gain of a couple.
Well, you get this defense in a pattern of having to stop Bialke as they do here, as the handoff comes to Trevor. The Cardinals will be able to set some short intermediate passes, some things underneath, because the Pirate defense playing that four men up front, 4 linebackers, is going to tend to go a little bit closer to the ball, leave some space between the 3 defensive backs and where the linebackers left.
Cardinals' first look at a 3rd down. It's 3rd and 5 from their own 23. 2 receivers wide to the right. Play action for Anderson. He's going to air it out. This one is nearly intercepted. It looked to be a little underthrown, and then Lewis wasn't quite ready for it.
Well, let's see how far over the D-back's head that this pass was, because
well, it looked underthrown. Well, it looked underthrown, but then when it got there, it went over both of them.
It looked like it went over the hand of the defender. It looked like it was in the hands of Ian Lewis. That pass actually was pretty good from Eric Anderson. Gave it enough lift to get it up over the defensive back.
So Taylor on to punt for the Cardinals. Back to return is Ted Tooney. Big punt for Brian Taylor. It will bounce and go out of bounds just inside Pirate territory. They'll take over from their own 47.
And Joe, that was a big stop for the Pirate defense. you saw how quickly the Cardinals were able to score after that long return. This time the Pirate defense did what they had to do to stop the Cardinals, forcing them to turn the ball over on a punt. There's Principal Chuck Ochter.
I believe that's Tom Yell.
And that is Tom Yell.
And the Pirates will start 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line. 2 receivers wide to the right. The man in the slot is Curran. Taylor back in the game, gets the handoff going left, and cut down as he reaches the line of scrimmage. Making the tackle was Dan Tucker.
Aggressive defense by Dan Tucker. And what they're doing is really, when they have that kind of a tackle, they're going after, not that it would purposely hurt somebody, but going after a low tackle to get Marcus Taylor out of this game. They know ahead of time that his legs are banged up a little bit. He's going to go as much as he can, but a nice low tackle by Dan Tucker puts a little bit of punishment on Marcus Taylor.
2nd and 10 for the Pirates. Kyle Tucker wide to the right. Paris Kyles wide to the left. 2 men in the backfield, looking over the middle and finding Paris Kyles for a 1st down to the Cardinal 40.
Well, Paris Kyles made a nice move coming off the line of scrimmage, kind of held off a little bit on his pattern, really making the defensive backs think that he wasn't in the play. Then the pass was delivered, and by that time he had enough of a pocket to pick up the pass and go for the 1st down. There's the pass from Sowden to Kyles, and then Kyles is a few yards after the catch.
Kyles lined up wide to the left again. 2 men in the backfield. Taylor will get the ball running right. He was hit at the line of scrimmage by Tony Hill, but able to dive forward for a couple.
Well, as we talked about, and he's only a junior, 6'2", 215, and he gets himself going quickly as the handoff goes to Marcus Tyler. And there's the tackle by the defense. A couple of defenders coming in, trying to bring him down, but not before he picked up a couple.
2nd and 8 from the 38 of Coon Rapids. Offset I formation. And the handoff goes to Curran up the middle, and he's drilled, and he may have lost a yard.
Well, that time Mike Featherston came in, and you're right, drilled him, and he did lose about a yard on the play, which will put it into a 3rd and long situation.
I think they're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage. They do.
There's the tackle by Featherston. He came over an offensive lineman to make the play.
So on 3rd and long, they line up with 2 receivers to the left. The wideout is Kyles, and closer in, Kyle Tucker. Play action, under pressure and going down. Dusty Mathis with the 2nd Cardinal sack of the game.
Well, again, that sack was caused by the rush of Tim Evans as he bulled through the line and was forced Sowden to step again up into the pocket and was awaiting Dusty Mathis' tackle. Watch Tim Evans come in and force him in the middle of the pocket, and there's Dusty Mathis to put him down.
Loss of 7 yards on the play brings it 4th and 15, and the punter for the Pirates, Brian Ross, back in. Dan Tucker standing at his own 12-yard line. This punt is blocked by Brian Taylor and recovered by David Bestel.
And great play, great special teams play. Brian Taylor picking up where he left off last week. Taylor had the 3 interceptions, 1 for return for a touchdown, then a big block here on the punt. David Bestel looking like the outfielder, waiting for that ball to come down, and picked it off.
So the Cardinals will start at the 43-yard line of Park Center.
Watch the great rush by Brian Taylor coming around in. He's going to get a piece of it right there. And then David Bestel looking for the ball. He's coming down, and he's going to grab it and give the Cardinals offense a great opportunity to start in great field position.
Handoff goes to Trevor Bialke. He's head at the line. He tried to spin away, but stops right there. And he will be stopped for no gain.
There's David Bestel. Picked up that block punt. The Pirate defense doing a good job right now of keying on Trevor Bialke. He had 1 big game, but now what they're doing is just stacking those 8 men in the box, and they're daring him to run through the line, and they're doing a good job of staying at home and staying in the lanes.
2nd and 10 for the Cardinals. 2 receivers, 1 either side. The handoff goes to Bialke again. A little more of a hole. He dives forward to the 40, but only a gain of about 3.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, what that's going to do is open some things up for the offense on the outside of the defense as the handoff goes to Bialke. Good job here by the Pirates closing that hole quickly, limiting Trevor to a couple yards.
And head coach Terry Westerman has to be pretty happy with the way his defense has played so far in this first quarter. Just over a minute left to play. 3rd and 7 for the Cardinals. Play action. Eric Anderson drops back, gets it to Bialke on the screen. Couple of flags on the play, and Bialke out of bounds. And I think this is going to be holding against the Cardinals.
I agree. This one will be coming back. And again, mental mistakes by Coon Rapids, causing some drives not to go, not to happen. You know, Joe, you look at the fact that the Pirates are 0-6, and they're not an 0-6 team.
Foul call.
Is that? No, they did call a hold.
Well, we got the head official signaled a personal foul. The other linesman signaled a hold. So we'll get the official call here momentarily.
There could have been a couple banners. This is a costly one.
Holding on the offense. We'll repeat 3rd down.
Wow, it's backing him up. Long ways. They're going to be back at their own 47.
What fan has a skeleton on a noose? What they want the Cardinals to do to the Pirates. All in good fun, of course.
So from their own 47, they got a long way to go.
Yeah, it's a long 3rd down.
It's 3rd and 20-something. Anderson looks to pass. It's complete. No, incomplete. In and out of the hands of Ian Lewis.
Another drive stalled for Coon Rapids. Hats off so far here early on to this Pirate defense. They're playing stout. Hutchers has the protection. Looks like a nice job by number 10, Jackie Smith, to strip the ball from him before he had control. As you can see there, he went for the ball, came a nice play on the defensive end, came across his back.
And so on 4th and 21, Taylor into punt again. Ted Tooney standing at his own 20-yard line. He will drop this one. He touched it and then dropped it. This is Cardinal ball.
Looked like he wasn't determined what he was going to do.
Coming away with it, Phil Visas.
Nice job by Phil Visas on the special team, but looked like he wasn't sure whether he wanted to call the fair catch or not. We will see here. He's just kind of weakly put his arm up, and then I think he lost the ball there, and he really didn't know where he was on the field, didn't know where the ball was, and there's a good job by Visas to capitalize and jump on the ball. A costly turnover for the Pirates after a good defensive stand. The longer your defense is on the field, the more tired they're going to get. He just misjudged that ball.
Well, and even if he had caught it, I think they should have thrown the same flag, that an invalid fair catch signal. Now we've got a flag in the backfield.
And that's going to be another hold against the Cardinals. And this is things that drive coaches crazy. Coach Koppel has to be tearing his hair out over there.
No, it's going to go against it's going to go against Pirates for a chop block.
No, my bad. It looked like they threw that flag in the area of where they would call offensive holding. But nonetheless, that is against the Pirates.
A pirate on a skewer. It's the next big thing at the Minnesota State Fair.
That's got to hurt. You mean Pirates on a stick. That's got to hurt, though. There's the flip over to Bialke.
Yeah, block below the waist on the defender. We'll go half the distance to the goal, and we'll have a 1st down.
There was a cut block on Joe Yidsty.
So that'll put the Cardinals 1st and 10 from the 10. So a 10-yard penalty. It's supposed to be a 15-yard penalty, but it's half the distance since they were at the 20 after Bialke's 3-yard carry. So on 1st and 10 from the 10, handoff goes to Bialke, big hole, and he dives down inside the 5 to the 2-yard line, maybe the 3.
A nice hole opened by the offensive line. The Hogs up front doing their job. Watch as they win the battle here at the point of attack, pushing back the defense. Look at the hole that Trevor Bialke has to run through. And by the time that Pirate defender has an opportunity to get a hand on him, he's already at the 5. And then they got a hand on him. He fell to the 2.
7 yards on the carry for Bialke. 2nd and 3 from the 3. They can get a first down inside the 1, but they'll have to wait till the second quarter. So we go after the first break. The Cardinals 7, the Pirates 7.
I am an American.
I am an American.
I am an American.
I am an American.
I am
An American.
I am an American.
I am American.
I am an American.
I'm an American.
I'm an American.
I am American.
I am an American.
I'm an American.
I am an American.
I am an American.
The Coon Rapids dance team on the sidelines getting ready for their big halftime event, and they putting on their parents putting on the big barbecue.
And it was very delicious. We certainly want to thank them.
And now to start the second quarter, the Cardinals 2nd and 3 from the 3. The handoff goes to Joe Yidsey. He dives up and over the pack, but stopped short of the first down.
Oh, Joe, really a sloppy first quarter by both teams.
I would have to say so.
And really both coaches will look at this first quarter and say, we want to do some things differently. Cardinal pulse of the game, Trevor Bialke's rushing 7 carries, 54 yards. He's on his way to a 1,000-yard season. Needs about 90 more yards, close to that, 86, 87 yards before he reaches 1,000.
So 1 yard on the carry, 3rd and 2 from the 2. 3 men in the backfield for the Cardinals. And on the option, Eric Anderson looking end zone. And did he get it? No.
No, he didn't.
But looks like he will get inside the 1 where he'll have that first down.
And that's a big first down. And a nice play by the Cardinals. Not expecting Eric Anderson with the running backs that the Cardinals have in the game, not expecting him to keep the ball. And he does a good job of picking that first down up. Give the Cardinals 4 opportunities to punch it in.
Nope, they're going to say it's 4th down.
Oh, they didn't.
Well,
give it to him.
now they've dropped the first down markers, so it must have been 1st and goal. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Look, I thought it was just a shade outside the 10.
So give Anderson a yard, and it's 4th and goal from the 1. Handoff. Bialke dives, touchdown.
Yeah, give it to your workhorse. He does the rest. Trevor Bialke up and over from the 1 to give the Cardinals the 13-7 lead, to be followed by the extra point. Coach Koppel talking to Eric Anderson, talking a little strategy for the next time that the offense has the ball. The kick is good.
And the Cardinals have a 14-7 lead.
Watch the power backfield to give to Trevor Bialke, and he just follows
Great
Joe Yidsey
block by Joe Yidsey.
Yeah, exactly.
He just ran over Matt Daniels, just manhandled him.
Well, you know, when you play a team like Park Center, what I wanted to talk about a little bit earlier, Park Center being 0-6. In other conferences, Joe, they would not be 0-6. This is a tough Northwest Suburban conference.
Even some of the statewide, the Star Tribune, I believe, was saying that Northwest Suburban Conference probably the best conference in the state this season.
Without a doubt. Coach Terry Westerman talking to the head official about.
And you can tell by the way he's holding his hands and the look on his face, he is trying to contain a lot of anger.
Oh, he talked about you have to coach in this conference, and you also have to argue your point to the officials as well.
So Andy Colligan to kick off for the Cardinals. Back deep is Ted Tooney. Searcy Curran back there as well. Tooney will take it from the 4. Great kick from, and there's a flag on the return.
And that's a flag, and that usually is called on the return team. Could be a illegal block, which is probably what happened, or maybe a hold. We'll find out. I think it's a hold. I think that's what they're going to call. And that will push the Pirates.
It's a nice return. He returned it about
Holding
25 yards.
And that's what it was called, holding on the run back. So that's going to push the Pirates back further. As you're right, after a nice return. Good job of following his blockers, but a goal for naught.
And it will hurt him really more than that 10 yards because it goes from the spot of the foul.
10 yards, first down for White.
And plus, you back a team up against a very aggressive defense and really puts a lot of pressure now on the Pirate offense.
And they will start 1st and 10 from their own 17-yard line. Paris Kyles, the wide out to the near side. 2 runners in the backfield, including Marcus Taylor. He will get the handoff running left. Got around the corner, pushed out of bounds by Featherston.
Well, nice interior blocking and a good job blocking on the outside for Marcus Taylor to get the outside. He got the edge and was able to pick up about 6 yards. Watch here as the give goes to Taylor. You're going to see Curran, number 25, put a nice block on, and Taylor was able to get the corner.
2nd and 4 from the 23. Offset I formation in the backfield. But Sutton wants to throw, picked off by David Bestel, and that pass was just hanging up there, and Bestel easily came over and picked it up.
Well, it's hunting season, and that pass was a wounded duck.
Ow.
David Bestel just reading that ball and stepping in front of the receiver and making a nice play on the interception. There's a look at David. Watch here as Sutton goes back to pass, and he had the receiver open, and there it is. Quack, 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 quack. It's wounded duck. David Bestel stepping in front. And you all right there, Joe?
I'm sorry, the sound effects.
Well, you know, you gotta go for it.
So the Cardinals start 1st and 10 from the Pirate 21. High formation in the backfield behind Anderson. Play action, now he's pressured, steps out of it and throws, complete to Ian Lewis inside the 5-yard line.
What set up that play was the nice fake to Trevor Bialke by Eric Anderson. He tucked the ball away, and he was looking for Ian Lewis all along. Ian Lewis just streaking past the defender, but it's going to be a hold on the Cardinals, so that will bring the ball back. Again, mental mistakes kills drives, and you, as a coach, it's got to drive Coach Koppel crazy when these things happen.
It's got to drive the Cardinals nuts.
Well, yeah.
To continually shoot themselves in the foot.
I mean, look what it does now to this situation. You mark this penalty off.
We had holding on the offense. We'll repeat first down.
So that'll make it 1st and 20 from the 31. Bialke on the draw, big hole, left side, avoids one tackle. He's got a lot of room. That's his 3rd touchdown of the game.
And that's a way to overcome a penalty, Joe, is give it to Trevor Bialke and let him take it the distance to the house. Nice play by Trevor Bialke. We talked about Trevor in the opening of the show and how important it is for the Cardinals want to get their running game going, and they are here tonight. As you mentioned, the 3rd score by that man, Trevor Bialke. There's the Spider-Man. That's the web section.
The kick for Colligan is up and good. The Cardinals have a 21-7 lead.
And this is what you want to do, is you want to come and you want to take the Pirates out of the game early. And in the beginning game, it didn't look like that, but so far the Cardinals really are sticking at two-park center, controlling both sides of the balls, causing the turnovers, and you know you have to take advantage of it. Here's the give. Little change of direction for Trevor Bialke, and then he does the rest. Almost had tackle there, but watch Trevor. Good balance. And then, of course, with his speed, nobody is going to catch him, including number 75, Tim Smith.
Certainly not number 75. But John McCozak had half a chance. McCozak's got some wheels. He caught up to Tony Hill after that great return.
Tim Smith's more of a lumberer.
Yeah, he's an alignment.
Yeah, he's a lumberer. He wasn't going to catch Trevor Bialke on his best day.
I tell you what, yeah, I was going to say Trevor would be very unhappy if he got caught by a lineman.
He wouldn't hear the end of it if he got caught by a lineman.
He wouldn't. But good start for Bialke.
Look at the season points for Andy Colligan, 44 total points. And we talked about how important the kicking game is.
There's another huge kick. Tootsie back at the 1-yard line. Another good blocking up front. He gets across the 20, finally dragged down near the 25. Making the initial hit, I believe, was Phil Visas.
Andy Colligan's numbers rate him number 3 in the Metro in points scored for a kicker. And those are great numbers. Andy Colligan is having an excellent season. When you have a good kicker, that's an important part of your ball game.
And he's just a junior.
And he wasn't, I don't think he was 100% sure he was going to come out for the football season this year.
You know, I talked about that last night during the soccer playoffs. He was not sure at all. And tell you what, that whole Cardinal sideline is very happy he did.
You bet.
3 receivers in the game for the Pirates. The lone setback is Taylor. He gets the handoff. Cut off once, bounces away, looking outside, and he is still going to be stopped in the backfield. Great pursuit by the Cardinal defense.
Again, Tim Evans just putting a lot of pressure, forcing Marcus Taylor to the outside, and then his teammates do the rest. As you're going to watch, great pursuit by this defense, coming over to make sure Marcus Taylor wasn't going to get any positive yards. You look at Tim Evans, the great play, and then coming across is Dan Tucker and Joe Germanson to wrap him up for the loss.
Loss of 3 on the play. 3rd and 13 from their own 23. 2nd and 13. Taylor up the middle, and he's gonna let you know when you hit him. But
he's hurt.
He's able to pick up a couple, but he's slow to get up.
He is slow. Again, we talked about the fact that he's having some problems in both legs. He's been taking a beating over this season.
He's still down.
Yeah, and it's tough for him to get up.
According to head coach Terry Westerman, Marcus Taylor's father, one of the best runners in Pennsylvania state football history, played on the same football team as a pretty decent quarterback in high school.
Tommy Kramer? No, Joe Montana. I'd say pretty decent Joe Montana.
Yeah, he's all right. He's all right. Tommy Kramer.
There's Jason Weber, state pole vault champion. There's Lee Sorcelay
on the left, and trying to pick out some of the other guys. Ross Welty,
there's Dustin Wolf
golfer,
as well.
Dustin Wolf. A lot of Cardinal alumni making their way to the sidelines. There you see Marcus Taylor being helped off the field.
Yeah, you bet. And that not good for the Pirates. You know, Joe, when you get a big lead like this, you really take a team out of what they want to do, and the Pirates want to establish the run. Now, really, they're going to be forced to pass quite a bit if they want to get back into this contest.
3rd and 8 from the 28. And looking to pass again is Southern. That ball was tipped, but still complete to Kyles for a first down.
Well, Paris Kyles doing a nice job of just really getting in front of the defender to make that catch. Here's a look at, watch the tip. That was Nate Howe who tipped the ball, and then a little bit, just a bit over the, I believe that was Dusty Mathis, just over the hand, but nice pass right into Paris Kyles for the first down.
12 yards on the pass. Kyles has caught 3 passes for 33 yards. And now on 1st and 10 from their own 40. Running left, the handoff goes to Will Taylor, and he is stacked up in the backfield.
Oh, just an aggressive defensive play by the Cardinals, as they came across and made sure Will Taylor was going to pay for any yardage that he's going to try and gain. Watch here as
and he got back to the line.
well, yeah. Watch as Will Taylor tries to find a hole and tries to do something in front of that defense, and then the Cardinal defense just playing so aggressively, led by Mike Featherston and Dusty Mathis, just making sure that Will Taylor did not gain any positive yards.
2nd and 10, 7 men in the box for the Cardinals. And Nate Howe almost had his 2nd sack, but Soudan somehow got away, throws it downfield. Kyles bobbled it incomplete. And I'm not so sure that Kyles knew he had another receiver behind him. And Spike Theory in the tight end was open.
Well, look at that, the nice, and there Nate Howe really upset with himself too that he did not wrap him up to get the sack. But watch the leap by number 19, Paris Kyles, as he tries to get up for this pass.
And notice the receiver right behind him just awaiting the catch. But a great effort by Kyles, no question. So now 3rd and long for the Pirates, 3rd and 10. Soudan back to pass, throws, looking for Kyles again, incomplete.
And you're looking what they're doing against Tim Evans. They're putting an alignment on him and keeping a back in the backfield because he is putting on so much pressure on this Pirate team. There's the throw. Nice, pretty nice spiral. But up and through the hands of Paris Kyles. Okay, an okay spiral. Okay, a nice, okay, how about a nice wobbler? Joe gives me a look.
Back into punt, it's Brian Ross. And this one will bounce and take a Cardinal bounce. It'll be down at the Cardinal 44.
Cardinals had to be careful that ball did not come back and, well, circle me Howie. We're going to put a circle around that sign. Go Cardinal Sports Night. There we go. Good job.
Circle the ones holding it. There we go. We got it all figured out.
I'll see, those are the creative things that you can do to get on Sports Night.
Well, and that sign, that same sign, I'm pretty sure, has made it on Sports Night. So the Cardinals start 1st and 10 from their own 44, just a shade under 7 minutes remaining in the first half. They lead 21-7. The handoff to Trevor Bialke, and he wants more. Another big first down. He's running, finally tripped up, and I don't know how. I'm not quite sure how Tootie was able to catch up.
Well, I think he dove at Trevor Bialke and just happened to get his shoe top, because Trevor looked like he was going to go the distance, and he might get his 141 yards before the half.
Well, he's down inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. So that's, 37 yards on that carry.
Cardinals going with their strength. The handoff to Bialke. Watch here as Tooney comes. It looked like he was going to tackle from behind. Watch the dive, Joe, as he just gets the top of his shoe to trip him up.
He knocked it into his other foot. So in his last 2 carries, Bialke has 68 yards. Handoff goes to Jesse Max, the up back, and he's taking it down. Another first down inside the 5.
Well, this is all due to the winning the battle at point of attack for the offensive line for Coon Rapids. They are just pushing and dominating that defensive front of the Pirates and allowing these running backs to open big holes. Watch the hole for Max as he's able to get up and over. And look at that, big hole by that offensive line, and they did a good job of reversing back. A nice cut, and there's the tackle.
So the Cardinals with 1st and goal from the 5. 14 yards on the carry for Jesse Max. And he will stay as the fullback with 2 tight ends. The lone receiver is Ian Lewis. Handoff goes to Bialke, spins away from one man, still spinning. He lost it, but the whistle blows and the ball blown dead.
Well, again, even had that ball been not blown dead, good job by Ian Lewis to get over there and jump on the ball. I mean, that's the kind of winning football that you play, is that when your players are around the ball, if something like that happens, they have the wherewithal to make sure they pick it up. And there's the spin by Bialke, and we're going to see he's down. Yeah, it looked like a fumble to me.
It was a
fumble.
But the whistle had
blown.
blown.
Whistle had blown. You're right.
And I think that's what the
early whistle.
Yeah, well, Cardinals will take it. On second and goal, play action, rolling out, and now tucking it is Eric Anderson. He wants that pylon. He's not going to get it, knocked out of bounds after a gain of a yard.
Well, you know, and the reason he didn't get it because it was pretty slow to develop. Good coverage by the D-backs of Park Center, but there's a flag down on the play, and I think it's going to be a hold against the Cardinals. Anytime you have a play that takes that long to develop, and that's what it is. It's a hold against the Cardinals, and that will bring it back, and that's, again, a key penalty for Coon Rapids trying to run up the score here. So you see the fake. Eric Anderson looking for a receiver. Actually, I believe he was looking for Ian Lewis in the back of the end zone. Couldn't find him. And then he ran wide to the sideline.
There
was a hole, but it took him a while to turn it upfield, allowing number 40, David Sutton, to come across and knock him out of bounds.
Holding on the offense. We'll repeat second down.
So back to the 14.
Yeah, this was planned, Joe. Just give Trevor Bialke a little bit more running room.
Right. Still second and goal. Cardinals with 40 yards in penalties in this first half.
And we saw a little bit of that last week. Some penalties called against the Cardinals. Fortunately, it didn't hurt them.
They went through the whole first half without a penalty, and then had, I think, 60 yards in penalties in the second half. 3 receivers in the game on, oh boy almighty. Another flag, and
it's movement. That is movement on the Cardinals. And the Cardinals are going to call a timeout. I think they need to all get on the same page here.
And the page they better get on is the one that Clayton Koppel is preaching. He is not happy right now.
Well, no, and he has reason to be as well as this team is playing.
They were at the 3-yard line on second. They had second and goal at the 3. Now they have second and goal at the 19. Let's throw it down to Chris Lindholm down on the sidelines. Chris.
Guys, you know the importance of the players out on the field, but the importance off the field are the managers. Here with Shannon, Elise, and Katie. Katie, you can tell us, what do you do in preparation for the game? What's your role before game time?
Well, first of all, we get all the equipment out, and then we check both the toolbox and the first aid kit to make sure that they have all the necessities for the game. Make sure we don't run out of tools and helmet hardware and tape and Band-Aids and ice. And also we get water.
All right, Elise, how's your thoughts on how the team is doing this year so far?
Well, I'm really proud of them. I know they've been working really hard, and it's definitely showing off. And it's a lot of fun. I hope it stays the same for next year.
All right, Shannon, this is homecoming night. How big is this homecoming football game always?
This is huge. We have so much spirit at our school. Everyone is in red, white, and black, and everyone's just so excited for tonight.
All right, Shannon, Elise, and Katie, your team managers for Coon Rapids Cardinal football. Back upstairs.
Thanks, Chris. John McCozak, the captain of the team for the Pirates, picking up the first sack of the game for the Pirates, making it even harder. 3rd and goal from the 21.
Kozak doing a good job. Kozak doing a good job of really fighting off the Trevor Bialke block.
3rd and goal from the 21. The handoff to Bialke, bounces outside. One man to beat, and he does it. He's into the end zone for another touchdown, his 4th of the game. Trevor Bialke trying to blow it open for the Cardinals. Another look at it. Great job. He comes right up the middle and then bounces it to the outside. And the only last hope is Jackie Smith, and a nice stiff arm to get to the corner.
Got that touchdown for Trevor Bialke. What really made that happen is that dive at the last minute, because it looked like he was going to go out of bounds, but a good play by Bialke to extend himself to the end zone.
And the stiff arm is he used the stiff arm quite effectively to make sure he could get to the end zone.
Well, he really did, and he's having really the game of the year here this evening. Just doing a great job. 4 touchdowns for Trevor Bialke.
And we are getting an update from the official Cardinal scorers that he just went over 1,000 yards for the season with that last touchdown run. The Cardinals now up 28-7 after a Andy Culligan extra point.
Cardinal pulse of the game. Trevor Bialke rushing yards, 13 rushes, 146 yards, 4 touchdowns. That's just this evening, 4 touchdowns. That is
we still got 4 minutes left in the first half.
Well, they're just really pouring it on here against the Pirates now. 28-7. Total domination in this first half for Coon Rapids.
Another good kick for Colligan, taken by Curran inside the 5 at the 4. Made his way out on the left sideline and stopped as he crosses the 25.
Well, the Pirates doing a good job of returning the ball here this evening. That's the one area that they are doing well at, not doing what they want on offense, and certainly being manhandled on defense.
And he made it all the way out to the 28 is where they're going to mark that ball, with 3:54 to play in the first half.
Well, I think the biggest thing for the Cardinals here at this point in the game is really keeping the intensity up, and I think the fact that homecoming is this evening, that really helps it. But when you go into halftime with a lead like that, it's intensity is tough to keep up.
Trips left for the Pirates, and I'm really confused as to what they did there, Howie. They lined up with 3 receivers to the left, and then they went with a quarterback sneak.
Well, and you know, and too, what we talked about earlier, that the Pirates want to, they're really taken out of their game now with down 28-7. They're going to have to throw the ball, as you mentioned. Trips, what they're trying to do is stretch that defense.
This pitch goes outside, and Will Taylor stopped after a short gain.
On this point, running the ball right now against this Cardinal defense is not getting them anywhere. They're going to have to find some kind of a seam, some kind of a hole in the Cardinal defense to sustain any kind of a drive. Bob Bestel's calling the defensive plays as always for the Cardinals. His defense just playing so well this year, allowing just a little bit under 13 points per game.
Another 3rd and long, and Paris Kyle's going to the sideline. You would quit problem with his equipment, and that's where those managers come in, Howie.
Well, and when they
talking to the Cardinal managers,
and if you're going to get back into the ball game, that is one player you do not want standing on the sidelines,
especially not on 3rd and long.
No, on any down.
You know, I was going to say after that interview, my wife would be so proud. She was the manager of her football team. Will Taylor on the pitch. He's going to get a first down out across the 40-yard line.
I think David Bestel was looking for a hold on that play. If looked like that he was kind of being driven out, and he looked over at the official and said, "I think they were holding me." We'll see if we can see that in this picture. But just good job running past Dusty Mathis.
Yeah, I was gonna. You don't see Dusty Mathis.
And there you could just see it a little bit, but I think David Bestel thought he was being held.
And that was the receiver, Charlie Albrecht, on him, and it looked like a pretty decent block. Taylor on the carry, and I think Stoughton wanted the ball back.
Yeah, and speaking of decent, that was just excellent defense by Mike Featherston as he read that play. Came across playing a good middle linebacker for the Cardinals. Just a junior. Another look at it. Watch this. Look at Tim Evans again. Up great pressure.
He definitely wanted that to be a play action. He wanted the ball back.
Exactly. And then Featherston just closes the deal with the tackle.
Loss of a yard on the play. 2nd and 11 from the 39. Back to pass is Sowden. Looks over the middle and incomplete. The pass intended for Charlie Albrecht.
And that was just altered a little bit as he was hit by Featherston as he released the ball. Again, good pressure by the Cardinal defense. Puts the Pirates in a 3rd and long situation, 3rd and 11.
That it does, Howie, that it does. Another 3rd and long situation. But, you know, actually this Pirates team has been one of the more effective on 3rd and long against the Cardinal defense so far. They are 3 of 6.
5 DBs in for Coon Rapids.
Sowden back to pass, has time, throws to Curran on this screen pass, and he's going to lose a whole bunch. Finally taken down by Mike Featherston.
And Mike Featherston is just all over the field here on the defense for the Cardinals. As really, the Pirates just couldn't get anything going. The Cardinals are now going to take a timeout. Got the minute and 47 left on the clock. Watch you see Tim Evans trying to bring him down. Tough play for Tim Evans to bring him down in the open field. And watch Mike Featherston just come and just wrap him up.
4-yard loss on the play.
Well, after that first score by Park Center, the offense for the Pirates have just not been able to generate much against this stout Cardinal defense.
1:47, as you mentioned, remaining on the clock. The Cardinals are a little greedy at this point.
I just gonna say, well, they call a timeout because they want to score some more. they want to get up by even bigger score at halftime.
Marcus Taylor getting some ice on the ankle, and we talked about in the open. He's a big, strong back, but beat up a little bit coming into the game, and the Cardinals have not treated him very friendly. Not a very warm welcome.
Well, and they knew coming in that he had some leg injuries. He was a little bit concerned, and that they kind of isolated him there.
Ross punts away from Taylor, and he has to let it bounce, and the Cardinals will start 1st and 10 from their own 31.
About 10 seconds came off the clock on that kick, so the Cardinals, 1:37. See what they want to do about driving downfield. The way that Trevor Bialke has been running, you might as well just continue to give him the ball.
It would not be a bad idea. Well, we want to know what you think about what we do. Any questions, concerns, comments about this or any other broadcast you see here on CTN, give us a call on the feedback line and let us know what you think. 767-6526, the number to call, or you can email us at sports@ctnstudios.com. That's sports@ctnstudios.com. Anderson out of the shotgun with 3 receivers. Throwing for Bestel. He's open. He's got it. And now it's just a track race. And Tooney will drag him down inside the 10-yard line.
Oh, great call by Coach Koppel. As Eric Anderson starts from the gun, David Bestel had 2 touchdowns last week, wide open, and a nice run after the catch. And also, good job going out of bounds. Wasn't going to get the end zone, went out of bounds, make sure they stop the clock. Watch this again. It's just Eric Anderson with a nice throw here. Great protection up front. That's where it starts. Then David Bestel hit right in stride. He's able to continue to run. Doing a good job trying to make that end zone. But it was Ted Tooney coming across, forcing him out of bounds.
24 yards on the pass. No, more than that.
Oh, yeah.
What am I thinking? That's 43 plus 19. That would be 62 yards. How's that sound?
That sounds
Bialke
great.
running right, bounces outside, now cuts back, and he's in for another score.
What, is that 5?
That is number 5.
You know, I'm certainly glad that I drafted Trevor Bialke on my fantasy football team because he's scoring big for me this week. That is 5 scores for Trevor Bialke, a couple of Pirates down on the play. And the Cardinals just handing it to the Pirates here in the first half. There's the handoff to Bialke, and they're just being dominated at the point of attack. Trevor doing a great job of getting to the outside. Now watch, look as he cuts back to the center of the field. Some missed tackles by the Pirates. They're running into each other, and Trevor does a good job and sneaks into the end zone for the score.
He's just got such incredible vision. That he's able to cut back and make people miss, and the speed to break away.
Incredible vision, and also and really incredible balance too. He can take a hit and stay moving forward.
He's got all 5 Cardinal touchdowns. That's pretty impressive.
That is pretty good. What do we have for him for total yards, Joe? At this point,
a lot.
A lot. So he's got 12 carries for a lot. Actually, he's probably got a lot more than 12.
15 carries.
15 carries.
Either way, he's got a lot.
He does have
of yards.
a whole bunch, but you know, personal goals are definitely the least important. But going over 1,000 yards already here in the first half for Trevor Bialke, just a great milestone for him.
Well, and he's got to be on pace for about what, 350 yards for the game.
Oh, yeah, if he continues to run,
that'd be pretty impressive.
It would be pretty impressive. And what's impressive is just the way the Cardinals are just coming out and taking control of this ball game.
Well, after kind of a lackluster start, the interception that then turned into 7 points for the Pirates, the Cardinals have just blown them away on offense. Well, here is what lies ahead for Cardinal coverage here on CTN. An encore presentation of girls Section 7 AA girls soccer on Monday, and the boys soccer game on Tuesday. That is the opening game of the playoffs, and those will run Monday and Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, starting at midnight, be the final game of the regular season for these Cardinal football players as they take on the Champlin Park Rebels.
What I can't believe, Joe, is the fact that we're almost to the final game of the regular season.
Yeah, it has gone by pretty fast. And this one is going to be the Pirates offside. And really,
guys, you want to take it half?
I think they just declined it at this point. Of course, the play never got off.
Well, no, the play did not get off.
But Andy Colligan put it up through the uprights anyways. Could let these guys offsides, and Colligan would still hit it, I think.
Now, defensive, as I said, defensive offsides. And he will
Ball's
kick
ready.
All over again. Again.
Now, this time, I think it's going to be on the Cardinals.
As we mentioned, it is homecoming here at Coon Rapids, and very happy Coon Rapids.
Encroachment.
Oh, give it to him already.
They're just trying to tire Andy Colligan out. See if at some point he might actually miss one. I wouldn't hold your breath.
No.
Not the field goals. Saw him get a goal in the opening game of the Section 7 playoffs. This one's a low snap, but Tucker still able to pick it up, get it in place, and Colligan gets it through.
Oh, they work on that in practice.
But Colligan scored the first goal of the game last night against St. Francis on a free kick from 47 yards out.
Wow.
He booted it. But watch this ball. It comes like dribbling back. It almost rolled all the way back to Dan Tucker, and Tucker's still able to get it there in place in time, and Colligan puts it up and through. The Cardinals are on top 35-7.
Well, and you really have to credit Dan Tucker with a nice play to actually get the ball and put it down in time for Andy to kick that through. So his fan section is howling.
He's been busy tonight.
Yeah, he has. He's had a great night and a half of football. He's had actually a stupendous night and a half of football.
And I'm trying to think. I know that we saw Clay Buckberger run for better than 200 yards in a game.
Not a half.
Definitely not in a half. Well, I'm trying to think of how much over we've had that. Hey, look at that, Chris Lidholt returning kicks for the Pirates down there.
Taking the ball.
What's up, Chris?
Thank you, guys.
Nice recovery.
I kick them and I can catch them. How about that, huh?
Yeah, but your return yardage isn't very good.
Well, the thing is that I'm not the most speedy guy, and that's why
there's an
I'm just a
understatement.
kicker, basically.
Well, I know you just didn't want to get your suit dirty.
Well, yeah, the shoes. I got to keep the shoes clean. That's the thing.
Okay.
I got to live up to the Howard Shapiro style, level. That the way you grace us with your presence and your style, Howie, is something that we all need to live up to. And dirty shoes, just. I got to start at the bottom rung, and I got to climb up to the top.
Well, thanks, Chris. Remind me to pay you after the game.
No problem. Oh, yeah, and you too, Joe.
My shoes are dirty. And look at how clean Eric Anderson's jersey is.
Yeah, it is.
Speaking of dirty and clean, he just keeps handing the ball off. Pirates start from their own 35, and Curran stacked up in the backfield.
Oh, and speaking of continuing to hand the ball off, really that's what the Pirates are doing here on offense. Not really throwing anything at this defense to at least mount some sort of attack.
Curran will lose. Looks like they're going to save 3 yards.
Well, you were right, Joe. I think the Pirates just want to get out of here at this point.
Yeah, I don't think the bus is going to be ready at halftime.
Well, you never know. If we don't see them back at the field after the first half, we'll know they left.
And now a flag.
A delay a game.
It didn't seem long enough, but
it is.
It must be.
Well, the Cardinals have managed to take all the wind out of the Pirates' sails here this evening so far.
Boom.
I was waiting, thanks. Did you know you're on percussion tonight?
2 receivers in for Southern, offset I formation in the backfield. They hand off to Curran. Nice hole on the right side. He's going to pick up about almost 10 yards, but there's a flag on the play.
That comes in the same area as holding. We'll see what it is. It is against the Pirates.
Actually, he picked up about 12 yards, but the flag is going to march him back.
And that is the time left in this half, is 12 seconds. Oh, I think they're going to add. Are they going to add a few, little bit of time here, maybe?
The Pirates sure hope not.
Yeah, well.
Any more time you add to that clock gives Trevor Bialke another chance to score.
You bet. They're going to put on 5 additional seconds, so making 17 seconds left in this first half drubbing so far by the Cardinals.
Drubbing.
It is a drubbing.
Seconds on the clock.
So we're back to the 22-yard line. That's going to make it 2nd and 23. I never saw a call for what exactly it was. Did you?
It was delay of game.
No, that was the time before.
It was holding. It was poor clock management. I don't know.
This time they'll run with Curran on the left side and nothing there. And now that should pretty much wrap up the first half.
Yeah, I think that'll do it. And a great first half it was. Cardinals 35-7 lead over the Pirates. They fell behind early but didn't look back and just poured it on since.
Yeah, they came out a little slow, turned the ball over in their first possession, and then just pretty much put their game in the hands of Trevor Bialke. And it's good hands to be in.
It's great hands to be in. Huge half for Trevor Bialke and 5 scores. That I wonder if that's a school record, 5 touchdowns by 1 player in a half of football.
I would have to say it's at least close.
It's got to be very close if it's not a record.
It's got to be close.
Now we've
Clay Buckberger was impressive, but I'm pretty sure he never did that. Well, let's go down and see how Clayton Koppel thinks the half went. He's standing by with Chris Lindholm. Chris.
All right, guys, thanks. Coach, it looked like in the opening kickoff it was going to be a long night for you guys, but you seem to have turned it around and putting 35 points up on the board.
Yeah, well, I was real disappointed in how we came out. I thought we were a little soft. And, homecoming, all the different distractions and stuff, I thought we'd play with a little more emotion than we did. And we didn't do that, so that was disappointing. But at the same time, I'm real pleased with how our kids have recovered. And you got a Trevor Bialke special, and he's kept us in the game.
Before the game, you and I were talking, you said a lot of the guys are banged up. How are those guys that were really hurt performing tonight for you?
Well, Trevor didn't practice a whole lot this week. I mean, we rested up. He took a shot last week, and he said he feels great. And the other kids are, they're tired and nicked up. But I mean, this time of the year where everyone's in the same position. The kids have to play with some of those nicks and bruises. And if they're injured, we're not going to put them on the field. But As long as the trainer, she has the final say, and any kid's health and well-being, if there's a remote chance that we're going to put the kid at risk for further injury, we're not going to play him.
How big is a homecoming win for you guys?
Win is good anytime, and homecoming just adds a little bit of flavor to it, but we have another half of football to play yet, so our big thing is see if we can come out focused and get after it for another quarter and hopefully do well. And like I say, it's homecoming, and then give all of our kids a chance to perform in front of their friends, fans, and parents.
Excellent. Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, Joe Howie, upstairs to you.
All right, well, thank you, Chris. And Howie, you just can't say enough about the first half that Trevor Bialke had. 5 touchdowns. I haven't added it up, but got to be close to 200 yards.
Oh, it's got to be huge. And Trevor really has been the catalyst of this team all year long. And as Trevor plays, so does his Cardinal team play. And he's having...
It was a good day for us to ISO in the beginning, huh?
Yeah, it really was. And you know, maybe Trevor heard a little bit about that, wanted to respond to us as far as isolating. I doubt it. But it's just the fact that the yardage that is, we talked about, you'll add up at halftime, see what he's getting. But 5 touchdowns, really taking the Pirates totally out of this game, single-handedly.
And not only 5 touchdowns, but we're talking 1 for 31 yards, 1 for 21 yards, 1 for 16, and then 1 for 7 and 1 for a yard. But he's got another 37-yard run in there, another 17-yard run in there. And, I mean, every time he's touched the ball, he has just been on fire for this Cardinal offense. And the Pirates at halftime are really going to go in and figure out, how in the world do we stop number 23?
Well, you know, at this point, I'm not sure that they can figure a way how to stop number 23. And when you have a guy like number 23, Trevor Bialke, all you have to do is feed him the ball. But you really have to notice a couple of nice plays, a nice long completion that Eric Anderson set up to David Bestel earlier. Really able to mix a few passes in with all that running, and it really makes them just a multi-dimensional team.
But again, we've talked about it almost every week. Penalties. This team really not the kind of quality club the Cardinals will be going up against once they get to playoffs. If they are committing 30, 40, 50, 60 yards in penalties every half, they are not going to win the close ball games against tough teams.
Oh, that is correct. But you have to look at it on the other hand. If this were a close game, then you have to be a little bit more concerned. 35-7 at half, you should be blowing out a team like this 35-7 at half if you're going to continue to march towards the state tournament.
And, you know, we talked a little bit about during the game, the dance team getting into the festivities here. We've seen them all every season, or every game, I should say, at halftime. But for the homecoming, a little extra special effort.
Yeah.
They brought out the Coon Rapids Cardinal hanky, the homecoming hankies.
It's a collector's item. These are our collector's items.
That's right, and watch for them on eBay. But the dance,
you're going to put yours on eBay, are you?
Not mine.
Okay.
Howie, I heard you were though. They have the Cardinal, the homecoming hanky, and they did the barbecue. And let's take a look at the Cardette dance team.
There are a number of Coon Rapids alumni football players down by the sideline. Let's give those alumni a big cheer.
I just want to say thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Big Tobacco, for convincing me to smoke.
And this filter just makes me feel so safe.
Thank you, Big Tobacco, for singling me out as a main target.
I can be beautiful and have big, strong men by smoking. Thanks.
Big Tobacco for causing impotence in young men.
You hear that?
I hope you feel really good about
Not having a soul.
Thank you, Big Tobacco.
Cancer sticks and shove them up your... Thank you so much.
For killing us.
You've been targeting us for so long. Now we're going to target you. I love you guys.
But we won't degrade you in the process. But we won't taunt you or call you names. When the game's over, we'll shake your hands and go out for a soda or something.
Fact: students in high school activities gain a better sense of sportsmanship. A message from the Minnesota State High School League.
Drum majors Cassie Nelson and Katie Schwartz. Are the Cardinals ready? Coon Rapids marching Cardinals, you may take the field for tonight's homecoming performance. Marching Cardinals. The great halftime show. Here are some first half statistics. First half, Trevor Bialke carried the ball 15 yards, 15 times for a total of
Who's the man? Yeah, all right. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, I told you, don't be bringing that weak stuff in here. Yeah. Who's the man? Who's the man?
Exercised lately?
What is a hero? Are heroes born, or are they made? In after-school programs, your kids will uncover hidden strengths, discover they have the power to change their future, and find the hero inside themselves. Let us know you on after-school programs in your area. Call 1-800-USA-LEARN. After-school programs, helping kids find the hero within. Introducing the all-new Enclave. It's a minivan to the max, with features like remote control sliding rear doors, 150 cable channels, a full sky view roof, temperature-controlled cup holders, and the 6-point navigation system. It's the minivan for families on the go.
AmeriCorps is a lot like hoops.
It takes dedication, drive, and teamwork.
Are you up to the challenge?
Give a year of your life to AmeriCorps.
Everybody wins.
Welcome back to Cardinals Sports Complex. The Cardinals with a big 35-7 lead over the Pirates in their homecoming affair, Howie, and it's been all Trevor Bialke.
Well, it has, and as we talked about in the beginning of the game, or at the end of the half, it started off slow for the Cardinals. Looked like that maybe Park Center was going to give them a game, but Cardinals just doing an aggressive job led by Trevor Bialke in that huge first half of football.
Well, 162 yards and 5 touchdowns. He's got all 5 scores for the Cardinals. They've come from short, long, and everything in between.
And we talked about in the opening, too, he needed 141 yards to get 1,000. He's passed that in the first half. That is just incredible.
On pace for 320 yards.
Yeah, well, if he keeps up that, he'll be one tired young man at the end of the evening, but nonetheless.
It'd be worth it for him, I think. I think he'd say, to be able to tell his children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, I ran for 325 yards one day, and I scored 10 touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, you can watch it all.
They probably wouldn't believe it, but he's on pace to do it.
You have it on tape to be able to show them, so that is just a great accomplishment, and especially on homecoming. I mean, it's a great accomplishment anytime, but on homecoming, it makes it even more special.
And for it to be at this point in the season where he is breaking that 1,000-yard mark and just really putting a punishing on this Pirate defense. Take a look at how he has scored those touchdowns, and you'll see they have tried everything to stop him, and they just have not been able to do it. This, I believe, would be the first. No, this is going to be the third touchdown, because this is going to be the 31-yarder. And he starts out in the middle and then just bounces outside. And a great stiff arm there at the end. Keeps himself in bounds, dives for the pylon, and gets the TD. And this is going to be the first one of the ball. No, this is going to be... no, second one was from 20, was from a yard out. So that must have been the third one. And the first one we saw was the 21-yarder. Either way, he's scored from everywhere. It's hard to keep up. This is the last one, the 7-yarder, where he goes rushing all the way around to the right end and puts on the brakes, cuts back between 3 or 4 Pirates and dives into the end zone.
Sure, I make some
unbelievable.
I make some duck sounds. Now you got to make some car sounds.
Hey,
we've got sound effects in the booth. But you know, you talk about whether it's 1 touchdown, whether it's 3 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns. It's just an incredible performance by Trevor Bialke. And then you look at the stats for the Cardinal stats of the game. 183 yards rushing for
162 are Bialke.
Bialke, 183 for the game, 245 yards of total offense. Cardinals 62 yards passing. Pirates just not able to do anything offensively.
And 62 yards passing for the Cardinals. That's 1 completion.
It 1 play.
And it was huge, though.
It was huge. It was a long completion to David Bestel, and that set up the touchdown, another touchdown run by Trevor Bialke.
And the Cardinals should be kicking off to start this second half.
There's a look at the team leaders. As we mentioned, Trevor Bialke, 15 carries, 162 yards. Eric Anderson, 104 passing. Really hasn't had to throw it much this evening. One big completion for Park Center. Marcus Taylor, 7 carries, 26 yards. And Kern, the other running back, 4 carries, 24 yards.
Well, and Anderson really hasn't even tried to throw the ball much. You see it 1 for 4. And on the other side, Phil Sowden has had some success through the air. He's 4 for 8, I believe, after the first half. So he has been able to find his receivers a little bit more, and they've obviously had to throw the ball a little more often. And we talked about it in the open that the windy day would probably affect the Cardinals more because they tend to pass more. Well, because the Cardinals have been so dominant on the ground, they haven't had to pass, and the Pirates have because they quickly fell behind. And now trailing by 4 touchdowns, they need to put points on the board as fast as possible.
You know, and funny thing as it is, really, the Pirates didn't pass much when they were far behind. They were trying to continue to run the ball, which really, I don't understand. If you want to get it back into a ball game when you're trailing by as many points as they are, you've got to put it up in the air a little bit more.
Andy Colligan ready to kick it off, and there is... I should know his name. It's Chris the Cardinal.
Well, in our estimation, it was Chris the Cardinal.
We have named the mascot Chris. However, the man who wears the costume, I believe his name is Corey. I did get an email about it, and I'm not. I believe his name is Corey, but I'm not positive. Big kick. It will bounce and go into the end zone and be a touchback.
Boy, Andy Colligan with just some great kicks here this evening.
He's got a big leg.
He has a big leg, and he gets congratulations coming over to the sideline. Just a huge leg by Andy Colligan.
Tom Evans, Tim Evans' father.
We did see a shot.
And his son, Tim Evans, been playing incredible up front, leading that.
A lot of pressure.
Leading that line.
You know, and too, we did see a picture of Marcus Taylor, the running back for the Pirates, nursing a number of injuries, especially that ankle injury. There's Andy Colligan.
We'll see how the Pirates start out on 1st and 10. They hand off to Searcy Curran. He is stacked up in the backfield again by the Cardinals.
Drew Jones in on the tackle. Defense picking up.
And what do you know? Tim Evans was there too.
Yep. But defense just picking up where it left off in the first half, being very dominant. And, you know, with this game will continue. We're going to see a number of opportunities for some players who don't get a lot of action to see some, the way this game is turning out.
Yeah, I would think second stringers might make an appearance. I believe they already are even.
Well, I saw Ryan Fixel, the backup quarterback, warming up on the sidelines.
Sowden to pass on 2nd and 11. Has time now, airs it out. And it's caught by Paris Kyles. But, wow, great coverage by David Bestel. But Kyles, wow.
Well,
that was stick-to-itiveness.
Well, great athletic play by Paris Kyles as he just really stretched out for that ball. And you're right, David Bestel with the coverage on the play. He was there with him step for step, but quarterback Phil Stoughton got the ball in where he needed to get it. Watch the end of this play and watch Paris Kyles diving out for that ball, and he hauls it in even with David Bestel on his back.
And I thought it looked like Bestel even got a hand on the ball, but Kyles just pulled it in. And here goes the pitch, left side. And that's not effective. Trying to run over Dusty Mathis was David Sutton, and it's just not going to happen.
Well, you know, we talked about how aggressive this defense is, and the Pirates just trying to force something around the end. And when you have the speed and aggressiveness that the Cardinals do, it's tough to really gain that corner on them.
But it looked like Sutton, and Sutton's probably a little bigger. He goes 5'10", 178 pounds, at least he's listed. He looks a little bigger than that, but he looks like he's at least Dusty's size, if not maybe a little bigger, and he thought maybe he'd run him over. Well, size doesn't matter this much. Searcy Current breaking loose for first down inside the Cardinals zone and down to the 38.
Is brought down by number 14, Brian Taylor. Taylor really, I think, avoiding his opportunity to stop for a touchdown. Stacey Curran, watch as he cuts back upfield, and you can see Brian Taylor pretty much the last man of defense, although Tony Hill was in the play as well.
18 yards on the carry and another first down for the Pirates.
A little debris on the field.
Did that make it all the way out there from the stands?
I think
it
so.
It must have.
Either that or one of the players kicking on. I don't think so.
1st and 10, Sowden back to pass. Lots of time airing it out, looking for Kyles. Incomplete and 2 flags, but
well, that's an offensive penalty.
I think it's going to be offensive because he was certainly the one pawing.
Well, it has to be, but he was behind the defender. Watch the end of this play. He is grabbing onto Brian Taylor.
Had 3 interceptions last week, and you saw him. His eyes never left the ball. His hands never went toward the receiver. And this one will go against the offense.
That'll move him back. Well, the Pirates coming out here throwing the ball, and again, we talked about the way for them to get back into this game is, if they're going to try and climb back into this game, is to throw the ball, and that's what they're trying to do here against the Cardinals secondary.
Pass interference on the offense. That's a loss of down. Next down is 2nd down.
Loss of down and 15 yards puts them back at their own 42.
Ouch. Falls to the game. Penalties for the Pirates, 7 for 44 yards, 6 for the Cardinals for 50 yards.
And that one went right through the hands of Searcy Curran. He was about to not only get that first down, but he had eyes on the end zone.
Well, basically, it was some blown coverage on the play, and he got behind the defenders. A nice pass from Phil Sowden. Has it right through the arms of Searcy Curran. He got the ball out there. Doesn't throw it with the tightest of spirals, but he gets the ball out.
He aired that one out for a great distance. And it did. It got where it was supposed to and went right through Curran's hands. Trips right for the Pirates on 3rd and 25 from their own 42. And the draw play goes to Curran. It wasn't a wise idea.
Aggressive tackle.
Another loss of another 2, maybe 3 yards.
Brad Mortensen in on the tackle for Coon Rapids. Here's Searcy Curran, a senior for the Pirates, getting the majority of opportunities with Marcus Taylor being out of the game with that nagging leg injury of his.
And on 4th and 27, I think they're going to punt.
You think?
I probably would.
You are so astute. I didn't say a stoop. I said astute.
Dan Tucker standing back to return the Ross punt, and it's a good one. Tucker will take it from the 26-yard line, and he will get about a 12-yard return out to the 38.
Nice gain by Dan Tucker. putting the Cardinals in pretty good field position to come out and to start their first drive here of the second half. Looks like all the starters are in for Coon Rapids here at the beginning of the second half.
For now.
For now, exactly. Eric Anderson getting the plays in from Coach Koppel coming out to the huddle. Well, the one thing this defense for Park Center is right now is well rested.
Jason Ewell in motion, right to left, 2 receivers in the game. An I formation, handoff to Bialke. He spins away from a couple, kept his feet all the way out to the 45-yard line. That's a gain of 7 yards.
Again, great balance by Trevor Bialke, as we talked about. You mentioned his field vision, which is excellent, but watch here as the balance, as Trevor Bialke uses his hands kind of to continue forward. Just a great job. Another 3-4 yards additional after that spin.
He's on pace, as I mentioned, 320 yards and 10 touchdowns.
Yeah.
2nd and 3. Anderson wants to pass with 3 receivers in the game, airing it out. He has his man. It's complete to Phil Gazzoni down to the 20-yard line of the Pirates.
It starts up front with the protection. Great protection for Eric Anderson. And he spotted Gazzoni wide open down the field. Just a shade a little bit too far. Otherwise, he would have hit Phil in stride, and that would have been another 6 points. But just a great pass. Look at the spiral on that ball as Gazzoni stretches out for it.
Come on, defense, let's go!
You can hear a little defensive call from the Park Center Pirate side. But just Gazzoni doing a great job of getting behind number 27, Steve Sneen.
And Steen had the interception on the first pass play of the game for the Cardinals. Bialke spins his way in for, oh no, it's Joe Yitzty.
That was Joe Yitzty.
Sorry.
Well, you're just used to seeing Trevor run so much here in the first half that you would think it was just him.
And he picks up 4, 2nd and 6 from the 16. Pitch to Bialke, it was low. Bialke had to dive on top of it in order to keep it. That ball hit the ground, but Makauzak was right there.
Watch Makauzak, number 49 for the Pirates, as there's the flip over to Trevor. A little bit low, but he just read that completely. Went in unblocked over to Trevor and made sure that he wasn't going to go anywhere.
That'll make it 3rd and 10 from the 20. Play action. Anderson passes complete to Jason Ewell, the tight end, but well short of the first down.
We'll see what the Cards do here if they want to attempt the field goal, or if they're going to go for it on first down and on 4th down, and they will attempt the kick. As Eric Anderson, good protection. Line is producing well for him tonight, and there's the pass to Ewell. But again, Makauzak with a nice play to bring him down before he can get the first down.
And this will be about a 33-yarder. It is up, it is good. And the Cardinals make it a 38-7 lead.
And nice clearance, just cleared the crossbar for Andy Colligan, but that will put the additional 3 points on the board for Coon Rapids, and they continue to score here this evening. Good look at the crowd here on homecoming for the Cardinals. Here's the kick, the low line drive, as it just crosses over the crossbar. Well, maybe a little bit more than I thought. Nice kick by Andy Colligan. Updated point total for Andy Colligan.
Well, he's got 8 points tonight.
49 points. Came in 3rd, and this only will help him continue to that climb.
Curran and Tooney back to return the kick for the Pirates. Dusty Mathis make sure he gets some debris out of his kicker's line. Good boot again, and they'll let it bounce into the end zone for a touchback.
Just a lot of leg from Andy Culligan here tonight. He's booming them.
He handles most of the free kicks, corner kicks for the boys soccer team. He's a captain of the soccer team in his junior year. And the soccer team, the #1 seed in the Section 7 AA playoffs this year, beat St. Francis last night 3-0, and will play the Champlain Park Rebels in round number 2 tomorrow. And we will have highlights of that game coming up on Sports Night on Monday. Option play, keeping it is Souden, and he gains about 4. Let's take it down to the sidelines for Chris Lidholm. Chris.
All right, guys, as you know, there are multiple capacities or facets to a football team, and one of them is the ball boys. We've got Scott, Joe, and Andy. These guys are the ones you see running the balls out to the officials. Scott, we'll start with you. What do you think about the team so far this year?
We're pretty good. Our defense, I think they're good, except I wanted 44. I was really mad when I didn't get that jersey.
Joe, you have a favorite player for Coon Rapids?
Well, I like Josh Johnson because he's a really cool guy. Yeah! And, I mean, we got a lot of heart on the team. We want to go all the way to state. It'd be just awesome if we do.
And Andy, who's your favorite player out here?
It has to be my brother, Tim Evans. He's defense is just a great squad out there, playing great, doing everything. Offense is getting us the ball down there. We're doing our job good too.
All right, guys, thanks a lot. Back upstairs to you.
Another injured Pirate on the field. This is Tim Wolf being looked at. Looks like they're looking at his ankle. He's one of the linemen for the Pirates. There's a look at Tim Evans. And getting down and dirty each and every week. He has been, not only a leader on the defense, but just an emotional leader for the whole team.
Well, yeah, a senior and just a great player, putting a lot of pressure on the Pirates here this evening. Tim Evans is causing a lot of havoc up front. And Joe, I'm hoping that they make our own Chris Lidholm an honorary ball boy.
I would like to see him run out a couple of balls.
Well, yeah, they really should. I mean, we'll see if we can arrange that.
Third and 6 for the Pirates from their own 24. Under 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Souden back to pass. Looks for the short man. It is complete, and another first down to the tight end, Spike Therian.
Nice call by the Pirates as they had Therian all alone in the flat, and just a nice job by Phil Souden to float it up and over the defense. Watch here is good protection for Souden. He's just going to float it up over the defense. Therian right behind him, in between the soft spot in the zone. And he's able to pick up the first down.
10 yards and a first down for the Pirates. Play action, Souden over the middle, tipped again, now picked off. Running back the other way is Brad Mortensen. Dusty Mathis had the first tip, and Mortensen bobbled it around and finally picked it off.
Great job by the defense. Just good awareness, quick hands, get your hand in the passing lane, and that will cause good things to happen. You're going to watch here as Souden goes back to pass, and there it is. There's the first tip by Mathis.
Now watch Mortensen.
Mortensen one, and then another tip by
two times off his face mask, another time, and finally just settles it down and hauls it in. And the Cardinals will start from Cardinals will start from the Pirate 40, and they give it to Bialke, but he stopped after a short gain.
There's Brad Mortensen. I was trying to get that tune out a little quicker, but I couldn't remember it, so a little better late than never.
Second time from the 39-yard line.
Only a yard on the carry for Trevor Bialke. 2 receivers to the left side for Eric Anderson. Handoff goes to Jesse Max, the up back. And one of the linemen just grabbed onto his foot and would not let go, so he only got about another yard.
A good play by the defense. I think that was number 76, Joe Kane, in on the tackles. The lineman you talked about who grabbed his ankle. Joe Kane, 5'8", 280. About your size, Joe.
Yeah. He's a little lighter than me, though.
I think they're being a
280.
A little lenient on the 280. I think he's going to go up closer to 3, a little bit, maybe a little bit over.
Play action for Anderson on 3rd down, airing it out, looking for Ian Lewis, incomplete. You know, it was interesting. I was reading the Star Tribune this morning. They were talking about the Andover football team.
Right, I read the same article.
And did you notice the offensive tackle at 5'8", 160 pounds?
It makes a tough job when you're an offensive tackle at 5'8", 160.
Yeah, that's pretty little. That's my height and about 30 pounds lighter than me.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe 35.
There you go. Maybe 40.
Brian Taylor, high end over end punt is going to bounce, and it'll take a Cardinal bounce. And it will be down at the 17.
Well, the Cardinals pretty much coasting here in the second half after the big 35-7 lead that they build up in the first half. They're just pretty content with running their game plan, making sure nobody gets hurt, but continuing to just march it forward here against the Pirates.
Well, we're continuing to march forward into cyberspace, Howie.
Yeah.
Scores, stats, everything you could hope for. Cardinal sports related. At CTNstudios.com, your home for Cardinal athletics in cyberspace. Let's say it's actually down on the 16-yard line. I think it's closer to the 17, but we'll go with the scorekeepers. They're the officials. Sowden keeps it on the option. Stopped after a short gain.
Josh Johnson on the play with the tackle. Watch here, Sowden keeps the ball. He's going to run right into Josh Johnson. Looked like his blocker let him go.
And then Drew Jones finishing him off.
He did.
Second and 9. Sowden wants to pass, rolling to his left, now throws incomplete, looking for Curran.
There's going to be a late hit flag on the Cardinals. I'm going to call that one on, I believe, Tim Evans. As he's continuing to pressure the quarterback, as he's been doing all evening long. But that one will be against the Cards.
Well, he's pointing towards the Cardinals.
It's roughing the passer. That will march the Pirates forward.
Automatic first down.
Well, that's one way to get positive yardage.
With a personal foul, roughing the passer. That's an automatic first down.
That's Tim Wolf for the Pirates, as he's got bag on his foot or near his ankle.
Another 15-yard penalty the Cardinals didn't want. Sowden looking to pass, now has to scramble. On the run, he'll tuck it. He's chased by Mortensen and dragged out of bounds just short of the first down. Good pickup for Sowden, though.
I'm just wondering, Joe, is there ever a penalty called against you that you want? Probably not. There's another look
at good penalties.
Well, not when they're called against you, they're not. There's a look by Phil Sowden. So it takes around the edge. As you called it, Brad Mortensen coming across for the tackle is going to force him out of bounds, but not until he picked up 9 yards. Coach Koppel talking to the officials a little bit, getting his 2 cents in.
Second and a long one. Handoff goes to Curran left side, and he's going to be stopped short.
No, just a nice play by the defense to drop him short. I think that was, I believe it was Dan Tucker on the play. Came up from his position to make the tackles. We'll take another look at it. Handoff. That was Josh Johnson on the play.
They're bringing out the chains, but Cardinals are standing in our way. We can't quite. Oh, they are short by about, it's going to be 3rd and just inches, maybe 6.
Maybe. Happy Cardinal fans here at the sports complex.
Cheerleading squad.
And the cheerleaders, absolutely. This is definitely
some Pirates faithful.
I was going to say a big home crowd here this evening for homecoming.
But the Pirates fans have to be dedicated.
Well, yeah.
They're an 0-6 team. They're losing by 28 at the half, and their fans are still here. I like to see it.
As do I. But nonetheless, the Pirates will pick up a first down.
On the sneak by Sowden.
Well, you'll see the highlights from this game and many others on Sports Night, fastest half hour. We have tennis section championship today against Moundsview. We didn't have the finals at this point, but we will have the Monday night, as well as a number of other highlights, soccer highlights. A lot of exciting things for you on Sports Night.
Sowden looking to air it out, incomplete, overthrown, looking for Paris Giles.
Sometimes it's tough to get as much as we want into a half hour of Sports Night.
But we are going to have a spotlight on the volleyball team coming up this week. I had a couple of volleyball players stop me here tonight and ask, you know, what happened to the spotlight on volleyball? I said, girls, don't worry, we're going to get it on this week. And Howie,
we need a drum roll.
A long-awaited unveiling of the new Sports Night set.
I am so excited. I will not sleep this weekend.
Oh. And that fooled nobody. Dangerous Dave Bestel coming in and smoking Curran in the backfield and a late flag.
They're gonna call it against the defense. There's a taunting foul.
And I mean, he smoked
He did.
him. He lost 6. Stopped him for a loss of 6.
Watch here as Dave Bestel, as you mentioned, did not get fooled.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense, unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. Penalties will be.
So unsportsmanlike either way. Did you notice he was pointing
the wrong way? I
Yeah.
noticed that. But speaking of not pointing the wrong way, running the wrong way, David Bestel doing a great job of bringing down Circe Curran on that play.
And there was just no, it didn't fool anybody. 3rd and 16 from the 40.
Not even you.
Wow. I'm pretty easily.
That's what I said, not even you.
3rd and very long again. And Dusty Mathis in. And surprised Sowden threw that one. I suppose the receiver, Therian, was
somewhat close.
Well, he was getting rid of it because Dusty Mathis was about to throw him down.
Well, yeah, he was going to get popped if he didn't get rid of that ball. It's a very long night for Park Center.
Ugh.
Very long night. I think that they're probably looking at that clock and wishing it would go by a little bit quicker.
Can't this be the 4th quarter? Ross on to punt again. Dan Tucker standing at his own 28. Low snap, it bounces, but Ross able to pick it up and gets off a great punt to the 25. Tucker coming to the near side. Uses a stiff arm to gain some extra room, but forced out of bounds around the 40, but solid return, 15 yards.
Again, good field position for the Cardinals here to start their drive as we're ticking down towards the end of the 3rd quarter. The Cardinals up 38-7 here at homecoming. Let's look at the defense.
Well, it looked like Derek Blake.
Well.
It looked like Derek Blake had Tucker dead to rights, and Blake's a big guy, and Tucker just gave him the stiff arm and kept his legs moving, able to pick up a couple more.
It was kind of what you did to me that day. That cookies, they were giving cookies away at the studio. You just kind of gave me the stiff arm and pushed me aside.
20 seconds remaining, third quarter. 1st and 10 from the 41. Here comes the blitz. Here comes the draw to Bialke. And he will pick up about 6.
Trevor was popped at the end of that play. Again, strong play at the point of attack by the Cardinal offensive line. Trevor Bialke following his blocker, doing a nice job of picking where the hole was. And there he's going to take a spin and take it down. And that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter, Joe. 38-7 in favor of the Cardinals.
Well, the Cardinals only put 3 points on the board in the third quarter, but they've got the ball and a huge 31-point lead for that homecoming crowd.
I wasn't going to school because I was hanging with the wrong crowd. And one day I was put into juvie for 2 stolen cars, robbery of a house, and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And I was locked up. That's when I really realized that, I mean, it wasn't for me. Like, I was only in there 2 months, but to me that was enough. It'd be better for me to stay in school, just get my education. I think I'm happier now. I know I'm happier now.
Did you do your homework?
Clayton Koppel has to feel pretty good about the homecoming effort by his team, but I'm pretty sure he's going to say something again in practice about limiting the penalties.
Well, Joe, there's no doubt about that. I mean, there's the one negative point of this game is the fact that they have been penalized as much as they have. You know, mental errors are such a huge part of stopping drives. Fortunately for tonight for the Cardinals, they have to worry about that.
Park Center Pirates with a big showing from their cheerleading crowd. Handoff goes to Bialke. He would have the first down, but there's a flag in the backfield.
That's a hold. Oh, no, that's a movement on the offense. Going over to talk to the coaching staff, letting him know what penalty was called. Another penalty on Coon Rapids. Well, as you mentioned earlier, Joe, I mean,
A foul and illegal formation on the offense. We'll repeat, 2nd down.
Illegal formation is the call.
There you go.
Yeah, he's got it going.
That's over on the Park Center sideline, too.
Yeah, he's got it going.
Oh, my goodness.
Another penalty. You think Coach Koppel will work him a little bit harder in practice because of this? I think so.
It would not surprise me with the big lead if Clayton Koppel threw down his
Have a dead ball
headset
foul.
and walked off.
Encroachment on the left side of the line, the offense.
Wait, how do you
2nd down.
How do you have encroachment by the offense?
I think he meant to say movement by the offense.
Either way, it's another 5 yards for the Cardinals. Make it 2nd and 14 from the 42. Hand off to Jesse Max, and he's going to be stacked up after a short gain.
So they marked the ball. He got close to the original line of scrimmage. Going to be about 2 yards short.
I'm going to give him 1 yard officially.
No, Mark Zimmerman hobbling off, not wanting any assistance off the field, but that is something that the Cardinals have to keep a close eye on, considering they don't have a lot of days rest between their next game. Normally, football teams play most every Friday, although sometimes it's Thursday, but with MEA coming up next weekend, the Cardinals will finish their season on a Wednesday.
3rd and 13 from the 38. Comes a blitz. Play action, plenty of time for Anderson. Throws it, complete to Ian Lewis for a first down inside Pirate territory to the 45.
Yeah, Torrey Prindle on the coverage, just really is playing well off Ian Lewis. And here's the pass. You're going to watch Prindle try and make up ground to come over, but pass gets out there in plenty of time, right into the numbers for Ian Lewis. Moves the sticks for the Cardinals.
Bad.
Somebody didn't like it.
Apparently not.
Must have been coming for the Park Center sideline. Draw play to Bialke, big hole again, dives down near the 35 at about the 37. They'll mark it a gain of 8.
Well, as long as that wasn't a call to our viewer response line, that.
7-yard line.
There again, the give to Trevor Bialke. He follows where the strength is up front, finds the hole, and picks up the 8 yards on the play.
Second and 2 for the Cardinals. Back to pass is Anderson, and he spun away from the what should have been a sack. Derek Blake had him wrapped up, and somehow Anderson got away from him. Blake, the guy we were talking about before, 5'8", listed at 270 or 280,
And Joe, you talked about linemen who don't have a lot of size, as we see Eric Anderson doing a great job of getting away from this potential sack. And unfortunately, couldn't spot his receiver, who was open, was Ian Lewis. But you talk about
tough for a left-handed or right-handed quarterback to throw while running to his left.
That is correct. You have to be pretty strong to make that great throw.
Hand off to Bialke on 3rd and 2. He's got the first down, a gain of about 5.
Well, what I was going to say, you talked about offensive linemen who don't have a lot of size. Number 71, Josh Olson for the Cardinals, that took the place of Mark Zimmerman. Joe, he's 5'5", $145, playing right guard.
About my size.
In 3rd grade.
Ouch. Ouch, Howie. Davey Harris in the game. And boy, does he explode when he gets the chance to come in. Late flag after a gain of 12.
We'll see where they call that flag.
You know, last time we saw Davey Harris come in a game, his first
touchdown.
Is that what that means? His first carry was 30 yards. This time, his first carry, 12 yards. Unfortunately, another flag.
It's coming back, and
actually 5'5". I would have been. It would have been sophomore year in high school.
All right, well,
for me, I just had to get back at that 3rd grade college.
Holding,
telling yourself that
on the offense. Repeat, first down.
Ryan Fixel in at quarterback for the Cardinals, number 12, getting the opportunity to get some time under center. Also Ben Thorstad in at the line.
Pretty much, it'll be 1st and 10 from the exact same place. Much of a penalty. It's kind of like a do-over. And you wonder why I don't like the spot of the foul call. Davey Harris running on the right side. Good blocking downfield by Ian Lewis and Phil Gazzoni, and another good run for Harris.
He's going to come close to the first down, depending on where they spot it.
It looks like they're going to spot it out about the 23. So he'll be about a yard short.
Got to look at that nice run by Davey Harris as he gets the corner, trying to turn on the after jets. Doing a good job. Looking like, I think he tripped over Phil Gazzoni's leg. He may have been able to take it some additional yardage.
They're going to bring out the chains to see exactly how close it is. But you talk about...
We can't see it from this, but I think they're going to be about a yard short.
Josh Olson. I was 4'11" and 145 pounds my freshman year in high school.
Really? 4'11"
and a half.
So I've seen you haven't grown much since then. There's Ryan Fixel, the junior, number 12, getting the opportunity to get some plays, kind of in mop-up duty. 9:09 left in this game, 38-7 in favor of Coon Rapids.
And Fixel has 2 receivers wide to the left on 2nd and 1. Although the down marker still says first. Davey Harris running right, has the first down and cut down as he crosses the 20 to the 19.
Well,
another 4 yards.
You can see Davey Harris is ready to explode. He is ready to take it the distance. He is one tackle breaking away from. Yeah, I know, easy for me to. One opportunity away from breaking it to the end zone.
Well, he's certainly got the wheels.
Yes, he does.
He's got good ball handling skills too. Basketball handling.
Yeah, I knew what you were talking about.
He was showing off a little bit with the volleyball when I was trying to dribble at the volleyball game last week. Harris running left this time. And just a great job of blocking downfield for the Cardinals. He's going to pick up 4, maybe 5.
Luke Peterson, number 78, coming into the lineup on the offensive line for Coon Rapids. Steve Scheidel coming out of the game, getting a hand. And a number of new Cardinal players in.
John Engstrom trotting out there, as is Quasi Afaro. Engstrom lined up wide to the right, Afaro inside of him, and Jiminy Crickets.
Jiminy Crickets.
What was that, delay game?
I think so.
Wow. Yeah, so back him up 2nd and 10 from the 19. Handoff, Davey Harris going right up the middle, and wow. Normally we see Davey running the fast routes. That time running hard up the middle, picks up 5, maybe 6. Well, let's go down to Chris Lindholm, who's standing by with the quarterback, who gets a little breather during the homecoming game.
All right, guys. Eric Anderson, kind of a rare chance for you to sit on the bench and watch a game for once, but you did your work tonight, got your guys up 38-7. Good job tonight. What are your thoughts on the game?
Well, basically, our line gave Trevor huge holes, and Trevor made moves that I've never seen before, and 5 touchdowns in the first half is unbelievable. So just props out to our line and Trevor's.
Did you get a little concerned on the opening kickoff, go all the way back? You guys have to start on the 2, and you're thinking, this is going to be a long night, but no, you guys stepped up and turned things around.
I knew we came into Maple Groves and we screwed up the first play. Our team sticks in there. That's why I think we're a great team, and we just stuck in there and we just did our thing. So.
How now win is a win, and it's really nice when you get it, but is getting the win on homecoming night, does that make it, is it a little more special?
Yeah, well, a win's a win, but after last year's 43-0 blowout, this is a special one. So.
Eric, good job tonight. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Joe Howie, up to you.
Thank you, Chris. And long line of Andersons taking the role of quarterback here at.
And a good job as always, Chris Lindholm. Don't know where we'd be without you. Oh yeah, I guess I would know. Well, we're glad you're here anyway.
Same place we are. Got another.
That's a nice thing.
Another Pirate Town.
Nice thing I like. He can hear me, but he can't say anything back to me, so I can just dish it out. He can't dish it back, but I know after the game he'll get me back.
Tim Smith, the Park Center player that is slow to get up. And the next time we bring you Cardinal football, it is the regular season finale when the Cardinals take on the Champlin Park Rebels right here at the Cardinal Sports Complex on Wednesday of next week. It is MEA weekend, so an early one for the Cardinals.
Oh yeah, you know, and it's always tough to come back on a few days rest playing a team, you know, like Champlin Park. They're not the same Champlin Park Rebels they had been in the past few years, but always a tough game and always give the Cardinals a fight.
Now here's my question: Will Will the governor/coach give us an interview this year?
No, I don't think he's involved with the program any longer.
Well, it's all for the kids.
I don't got time for football.
I don't got time to bleed. 2nd and goal from the 7. Fixel rolls to his right and throws. No, it was picked off. It was in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Dave Rieger, and somehow Tony Prindle came up with the interception on the 1-yard line.
Well, you know, that's called being at the right place at the right time for Pringle, and he was there. The ball went in and out of the hands of Dave Rieger, and he was fortunate. He was there to make the interception as we watch Fixel, the lefty, throw the ball in right into Rieger. He just couldn't control it, and it kind of ricocheted right into the arms of Pringle.
Well, he did.
Yeah, it was right in there.
Boy, and he's wishing he was a yard deeper. Starting from their own Uno. And they go with the old quarterback sneak to try and get a little more yardage, and they've got the backup quarterback in there as well. Brian Ross taking the snaps now.
6 minutes and 10 seconds left in this ball game before the Cardinals can go celebrate their homecoming victory.
Second and 7, they'll continue to try and run and get a little more room to operate with, but
you know, of course, as all homecoming parties are, it's a safe party. And you think, Joe, that maybe they'll watch the replay of the game at midnight? And I'm sure they will.
Well, I hope so. That's why we do it, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah. They can critique your broadcasting style.
Now there's plenty to critique tonight. 3rd and 5 from the 6. Handoff right side goes Will Taylor, and he is out for a first down to the 14.
A number of new players in for Coon Rapids on the defensive end. Coach Koppel and Coach Bestel continuing to shuttle defensive players in and out. Getting a number of players the opportunity to get a little time.
Drew Jones, one of a couple of Cardinals that stuffed that run for a loss. Matt James was on the carrier. Was on the carry there. Taylor running to the left. Good speed out near the 20 to the 21.
Now, Will Taylor running hard. As Park Center, you get down by a score like this, and it's really tough to stay in this ball game. The Pirates trying to see what they do. A lot of second teamers trying to see that now they get the opportunity for a little bit of playing time, see what they can show their coach, Terry Westerman.
And now 3rd and 3 from the 21.
Oh. Nice tackle.
Cardinals just
Sean Williams, number
yeah, it's nice to
26.
see the Cardinals younger players coming out and still stuffing the run, the pass, everything.
Wholesale changes now for the Pirates as we get. Oh, it's 4th down. Okay, that shows you I'm in the game. Wholesale changes. Oh, yeah, I think maybe they start critiquing my my style, but of course there would be wholesale changes when you're going to punt.
It's 4th and 4. And what do you know, Howie? They're going to punt.
All right, well, you know, let us know what you think of what we do.
It's a fake. It's a fake, and the pitch works.
Oh, great.
Brian Ross all the way out near midfield before he's finally knocked out.
Great call.
Of bounds.
Great call. See, I was right. It wasn't a punt. It was a play. They put in their fake punt team.
The fake punt.
It was the fake punt team. And there's the snap and the pitch. And that was a nice play. Nice call by Coach Westerman. Pitch to Brian Ross, the punter.
They're gonna he must have stepped out of bounds.
He did.
They're gonna spot it back at the 44, but still a 24-yard gain for Ross.
Yeah, I knew what I was talking about, Joe.
Yeah.
I saw
you
it.
You always do,
I
Howie.
saw it. It was that key. It was just the way they were lining up. It gave it away.
Ross back to pass, throws left, incomplete. Well short, intended for Bill Matson. Let's go down to the sidelines. And Chris has more fun in games.
All right, guys, you might recognize this fellow here, Zahn Nienaber, the running backs coach for the Cardinal team. Now, with the success of Trevor Bialke and Joe Yidsey in the running back position, is it all the coaching?
No way. Two very Kelly Scott liked that one. Two great kids, two hard workers. Joe Yidsey, probably the smartest football player I've came across here. 3 years varsity experience. Trevor Bialke is a very special kid. It's all about getting in the end zone, which he showed tonight.
So they're making your job this season pretty easy, huh?
I'm watching. Nice job on Friday nights for them guys.
Zahn, thanks.
Thank you.
Back upstairs.
Well, Will Taylor with the run there, and pretty decent one, but a flag on the play.
Well, see, Zahn had the opportunity to take all the credit, and like the team player that he is, he didn't take any of it.
And now the Pirates the ones shooting themselves in the foot. With a holding penalty after a good run by Will Taylor, of course, at this point, trailing by 31 with 2.5 minutes left. It's a tough game to get back into.
Holding on the offense will repeat second down.
Been a lot. They've been a very busy group, the officials tonight.
Yes, they have. Very happy Cardinal players on the sideline.
Pass comes near side, knocked away by Mike Howe.
See, I noticed Eric Anderson had the headset on. Is he going after my job?
Or is he listening to the Twins game?
Oh, if he is, maybe he could relay the score up here. I know last time we heard it was 1-0 in the 6th, but in favor of Anaheim.
And unfortunately, we have the Blaine group not getting us the updates of the Elk River Blaine football game. If you expected to hear that throughout tonight's game, unfortunately, we expected it to, and weren't going to get it. Incomplete. That was a pretty nice looking pass from Ross.
It had some distance on it.
But you know, Bill Mattinson just out of his reach, and you know how it's one of the better passes we've seen tonight. Off of the
on the Park Center side, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
I knew what you're trying. Well, now let's see. Did they put
4th and 15?
See, this time the fake punt team is not out there.
No, it is not.
It is not out there.
Well, I don't know. Tooney's pretty fast too.
Yeah, he is fast, but it's not going to happen this time. I guarantee it.
Well, the Cardinals are all up near the line, and now the Pirates want to take a timeout because that was the fake punt.
Told you it wasn't going to happen if they didn't get it off.
No, well, when you got 11 men in the box, you're not running anywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
And as long as that man's on the sidelines, he's the big threat to go deep as a receiver. You know, because they didn't send a return man back. They didn't send anybody back. There were 11 guys. The farthest guy off the line was about 2 yards back, 3 maybe. There's a couple of the offensive starters. A well-deserved rest.
Oh, without a doubt.
On an incredible homecoming victory. Want to remind everybody out there that tonight's game will not replay as often as you may be used to. No, we will go back to showing the girls soccer playoff game on Monday, the boys soccer playoff game on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, we'll have a different football game for you, Howie, as the Cardinals close out the regular season against the Champlin Park Rebels.
And, you know, we talked about
MEA weekend and all.
We talked about earlier the Cardinals with if they win out, which obviously it looks like they're going to win this game, and then they've got the Champlin Park game. At least have a share of the title, and they would love to win that thing outright. And of course, we won't know the results of the Blaine Elk River game. We won't know it tonight, but
I will know it tonight.
Well,
got to get home in time to see that other station.
You mean the one that can't get the names right?
The one that can't get the names right. That's the one. They're going to be calling him. Travis Bialke tonight? Or
yeah, they might.
Or Bialke Trevor.
Okay. I'll buy that.
Pitch left side to Chris Rhea on first down. He picks up a couple.
We're marching down towards the end of this game. Just $1:44 left.
I'm going to say it's a gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Clock continues to tick, minute and a half, until these Cardinals can celebrate their homecoming victory. The big win over the Park Center Pirates.
And I suppose after 6 losses, you get used to it, and you can smile on the losing side.
But do you ever get used to losing? I don't know.
We'll
have to ask Chris Lidholm and see get the answer to that one.
Cardinals flagged again for delay game.
I got the look up from Chris from the sidelines, and he heard me. We love Chris here. Pulse of the game. Cardinal defense in the second half really held the Park Center just down under 100 yards, 82 yards of total offense.
Oh, that was almost a huge completion. Trying to see who it was he was throwing it to.
That was Jordan England.
Knocked away.
Just a sophomore.
Knocked away at the last second by Jackie Smith. That would have been a huge completion.
Little look at it as you watch Smith knock it away at the last minute, but England getting the opportunity to get underneath it. Good job by Jackie Smith on the coverage.
Well, Howie, for the first time ever, I think, since we've been doing sports tonight, we can stop highlights at the half.
Yeah, you're right.
There's only been 3 points.
Just the field goal by.
Well, I'll probably have to throw Andy's.
Well, of course you will.
Andy's.
You'll hear about it if you don't.
Well, I got highlights of him from the soccer game.
Yeah, but you know, if you're a two-sport athlete, you're playing soccer and you're playing football. You just want to be plastered all over TV.
Yeah, he deserves it.
Yes, he does.
Chris Rhea with another carry, but I think on 4th and 9 they're going to punt.
You think? No, you think this fakes? He's got the fake punt team in? No. He'll kick this ball away.
Yep, and just time ticking away. We're down to 30 seconds.
They may not even have to kick it.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, I guess they will. Well, there's no doubt a happy homecoming for Coon Rapids. They'll take the delay game. Told you they don't have to punt it. No, they'll have to because they won't start the clock until the ball is snapped.
Clock will start.
It's what he was just saying, and because you already said it, he decided he didn't need to.
Howie said it. He doesn't need to.
Howie said it.
I didn't know he had a mic. He was able to listen into our broadcast, but it's a good thing we didn't hammer him too bad.
Well, they've been a busy group, but I think the officials have done a fair job as far as calling them equally. Been keeping themselves busy, though.
Yes, they have. They've thrown the yellow flag quite a bit here this evening.
Those flags have been getting to work out. They're going for it on 4th and a long ways.
In fact, I think some of those flags have grass stains on them. They've been thrown on the ground so often.
Okay. They ran a quarterback sneak out on 4th and 14. At this point, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
Killing the clock, but.
What are you saying, Joe?
It just it took me by surprise.
I'm sure Coach Koppel had that in mind. Take Joe by surprise.
Yeah, what could I do that would
Surprise Joe.
Catch Joe off guard. Pirates on the fake, but not going to be able to get in as Brian Ross, and that will do it for this game. The Cardinals victorious 38-7.
And this is a big win in the aspect of the way the game started for Coon Rapids. You know, they really, you know, they could have been caught off balance, but they didn't. They righted the ship and was able to come out and just dominate Park Center in a big win, 38-7. And as you mentioned, we talked about a game on Wednesday. One more game in the regular season. Possible share of the conference title.
The Cardinals can win on Wednesday. They will have the home field advantage, their home crowd, which has been so great for them each and every week they've been here at the Cardinal Sports Complex. They will have that crowd behind them, and Wednesday night.
It'll be a fun game. It's always fun when the Cardinals play the Rebels in any sport. But football, it'll be a good contest, and Coon Rapids will want to come in and again play their best game so they can at least again wrap up a share of that title.
And hopefully the Elks have pulled off a minor upset this weekend or tonight and knocked off the Blaine Bengals, and the Cardinals will be all alone in the conference lead after tonight.
Well, if they have the opportunity, if the Elks played well against the Crimson. And if they play as well against Blaine, it's an opportunity for the Cardinals to maybe steal a spot in the conference.
Well, you know, I really look forward to is section playoffs at this point. Obviously, everyone is going to the playoffs. The Cardinals playing extremely well at this point in the season. I want to see the Bengals in the playoffs. Most years you say, I don't want to see the Bengals in the playoffs. I want someone else to knock them off. This year, I want to see the Bengals in the playoffs because I think the Cardinals played their worst game of the season when they played the Blaine Bengals, and when they play them again, they are going to be up for it, and they know they can beat that team.
Well, and you're right. The one bump in the road that the Cardinals sustained is against the Bengals, and they did play one of their poorer games of the season. And really, up until the end, only trailed by a point. After that turnover, the Bengals kicked the field goal to make it a 4-point lead. But really, they played with them and had the opportunities to take that game, even though they didn't play their best.
Well, yeah, and yeah, well, you took the words right out of my mouth.
And then, you know how hard that is to do? Let me tell you.
Because you said it all, really. The Cardinals didn't play their best football when they played the Bengals. They're capable of playing much better than they did. The way they played here tonight in the first half, and even even the way they played here in the first half, really isn't indicative of the way the Cardinals play because there was only one completion by Eric Anderson in that first half. Of course, you had an incredible first half by Trevor Bialke, but. I think if the Cardinals get the Bengals in the section playoffs, I think they move on and the Bengals go home. But let's see what the players think. Trevor Bialke and David Bestel are standing by with our very own Chris Lidholm. Chris?
All right, guys, thanks. Trevor, we'll start with you. 184 yards on the ground for you tonight. That's just about your average. Good night for you.
Yeah, we just clicked and everything was working out.
How about the Hogs once again, giving you a lot of space to run up there?
Yeah, they really picked it up today, and granted, Park Center was a good team. They were tough. They didn't want to give up, but the Hogs up front really stepped it up, and along with my fullbacks, and the receivers also blocked really well.
Now, how I've asked Eric Anderson this as well. Now, a win is a win, but is a homecoming win a little bit sweeter?
Well, Park Center was just a roadblock, but homecoming is always a big win, especially because we lost last year, and a lot of the guys that graduated last year were here today. So we really made them happy, and that was a big up.
Okay. Congratulations on a good win, Trevor.
Thank you.
And thanks to your agent for giving us your time.
Yes.
All right, David. Good work on defense. Talk about how you guys played.
Defense was prepared all week. We worked really hard, and just everybody made some really good plays. Always starts up front with the D-line. It kept the linemen off the linebackers, and D-backs were able to take care of the rest. So.
Now, same question to you. Is a homecoming win a little bit sweeter than a regular win?
Definitely. It's just so nice when everybody's here. You got a big crowd, and I mean, we didn't care who we were playing. We just wanted to take another step towards that conference championship. And next week we got to finish that off.
That's right, and you were hoping for a little help from Elk River, but the way it sounds, not getting that help. That's all right. You can, you at least if you continue this pace, you have a share of the conference title.
Right. Last I heard it was 28-21. I don't know what it is now. So hopefully Elk River wins, but we'll see what happens. We'll take either one.
Did you play the game kind of, focusing on tonight's game against Park Center, but also kind of thinking about that Blaine Elk River game as well?
All week the coaches told us the only thing we have control over is this game tonight, and that's what we did, and we played a good game. So.
All right. David Bestel, thank you very much. Trevor Bialke, thanks a lot. The little comment about Trevor was when I asked him about to do an interview after the game here, he said, I'll have to talk to my agent. We'll see if my agent allows me. So that was a little thing. Back upstairs, guys.
Well, thanks for explaining it a little late. But and he didn't. Chris didn't fill us in that he had the insider information on that Blaine Elk River score either. Just all of a sudden, 28-21, he comes out.
He likes to pull these things out of his head to make them look really good. But good job, Chris. Nice interview, and now just get us the final score.
Yeah, and we hope that it's 35-28 in favor of the Elks. Well, either way, the final score is the Cardinals 38 and the Pirates 7.
Well, a good comment by David Bestel. You can't control you have to just control what you do. You can't control what another team does. And again, they love the fact that if the Bengals trip up tonight against the Elks, they love that. But the fact that all they got to do is win the next game against Champ Park, and they're guaranteed a share of that conference title.
Well, that'll wrap things up for this homecoming edition of CTN Sports. We want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do. Once again, the final score, the Coon Rapids Cardinals 38, the Park Center Pirates 7. For the entire crew, including Chris Lidholm and Mr. Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young, saying goodnight.